one, fight! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tournament Fights. He just got in here, so I'll throw him into Tournament Fights
just
number
in the nick of time.
172. I figured you'd be here by the time we got started, but I am also Bez Howell, your co-host for the evening, and a master of horror myself, if I may call so. But I'm here, obviously, with Jordan, the scary hero tonight, Anderson. What's going on, Jordan?
It's going good, yeah. We're excited to talk about these directors. So we got Wes Craven versus George A. Romero versus James Wan versus John Carpenter versus Tobe Hooper versus Joe Dante versus David Cronenberg. We added a couple kind of last minute because we just needed to fill out the list, but they're all considered masters of horror, and it's hard to pick just one when you're talking about like greatest horror director of all time. So we're going to just put them all against each other and see what happens, see which one comes out on top. You know?
Yeah, we added Cronenberg and Dante. They were my standbys when I made the list, just in case I needed to pad the list out a little bit more. They were my standbys because they're known for their horror output as well, so we can include them. And they've got some ones that could match wits with the other ones. But what do you say we bring in some of our panel, our other masters of horror, and let's get them in here and see what's going on.
So we'll bring in one of our other kind of co-hosts. Of sorts, we have the Casablanca kid in the house, Chris Scott.
What's up, guys? Feels good to actually be sitting on my desk. Nothing fancy in my apartment. So, guys, but I am excited to talk horror movies, and I'm going to be championing this movie.
There you go. Nice. Some Halloween. Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. And I'll be championing a movie too, probably. But but I didn't see the green room. Is it just Kerri so far from the two?
No, we got everybody else. Chad got out of his D&D, so we can bring them in. We'll call them the first couple of horror, or they have a baby now, so they're the first family of horror. Chad and Kerri Webb, there they are. They're in different parts of the house right now, doing some family duties, but we appreciate them coming in tonight. What's up, guys? How are y'all?
Good. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, doing great. Also repping the Halloween.
So we didn't plan this at all, but myself, Chris, and Chad are all rocking Halloween shirts tonight. We did not plan this.
Well, I think I saw your Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, I've got one as well. Hey, you got one of them, so it's all good. Everybody's got kind of rocking something that's in the tournament tonight, so we appreciate that. And somebody he says he just doesn't own any horror shirts. I'm sure he would if he had some. Alan Shepard as well.
Alan Shepard in the house.
Pumpkinhead.
But he's got some cool stuff with him. He got some nice figures. He can show.
There you
go.
Yeah.
I was rocking the Alien from Alien 3, but then I saw in the clips my man Pumpkinhead. So, I had to pull out the Pumpkinhead because that's one of my favorites. Beautiful and classic and amazing. So, happy he could join us.
Oh, that movie's so good. I love your Pumpkinhead.
That's on Alan to have some cool little figures or toys or something on hand,
Always trying.
Yeah,
totally.
Nice. Well, Austin, why don't you say you break it down and let anyone who might be a first timer or who might be tuning in know how it's going to work tonight.
Yeah, so we've got, like George said, that lineup of directors basically took all their horror filmographies and threw them in here. So none of their kind of non-horror output. It's all horror all the time tonight with those 7 directors. I threw them in a bracket. Everything's random when we do the brackets here on Tournament Fights. So everything just went into a wheel and got some spins, and we'll see what happens, which means we could get tough matchups right in the first round. The first one is a pretty tough one right off the bat. I'll warn you when we get to it. So anything could happen on Tournament Fights, but how it works is we'll go up and down the ladder. We'll rotate the order each time. Everybody, about 20 to 30 seconds or so. If everybody sticks to their time, we've been doing pretty well about getting out at about the 2:20 mark, something like that. So if everybody kind of sticks to their 20 or 30 seconds a pop, vote for either one you want for whatever reason you want. And even if you haven't seen one of them, you got to vote no matter what. So just pick a reason to vote for one or the other. Whether one interests you more, you like one of the directors more, whatever you like. I've got some fun alternate posters I pulled for a lot of these, most of them tonight. Not every single one of them, most of them, about 75% of them, just to keep it spicy and keep us having a good time. So that's how it kind of works. We've got tiebreaker rules when we get to them. If we need them with the 6 people tonight, we basically just rotate the tiebreaking vote. I'll explain it when we get there. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of how it works, Jordan. So unless you got anything else.
And I was able to watch 4 movies for the first time for this, and they're all pretty good ones. So I'll talk about them when we get there. But if you follow me on Facebook, I posted about them, so you might know. But yeah, so I'm excited to talk about this. Let's do it.
Well, as I'm bringing up the bracket, there's a few other rules I forgot to mention. Now that we're doing horror movies, let me bring in somebody else to explain. All right.
Jesus Christ, you don't know the rules?
Have an aneurysm, why don't you?
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, number 1, you can never have sex. Big no-no! Big no!
I'm a dead man.
Sex equals death, okay? Number 2, you can never drink or do drugs. No, the sin factor. It's a sin. It's an extension of number 1. And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
You see, you push the laws, and you end up dead. Okay, I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
Well, we'll see him in the kitchen with a knife. All right, but here we go. All right, let's pull up that bracket. And well,
I met Jimmy Kennedy about 2 weeks ago. He was awesome.
Well, speaking of that, I said the first one's going to be tough right off the bat. Scream right off the bat. Scream versus Insidious.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Like,
yes.
My like number 1 and 2 right off the bat.
Here we go. I told you it was going to be tough right off the bat. So there you go. Nope. And hey, Malcolm, thanks for tuning in. So you got a minute.
It's been a nice night. We'll see you later, guys.
Well, you got a minute to think about it. I told you it was going to be tough. It could be. Spaceman, you'll be up first. Scream versus Insidious. What do you got?
I love both of these so much, but Insidious actually scared me, and I had nightmares. Scream is more entertaining, so I'm gonna go Insidious.
Okay. All right. Kerri, what you got on this one?
I'm gonna have to go with Scream here. As much as I love Insidious, Scream's just my go-to horror movie.
Okay, fair enough. Chad, what you got? I know you're a fan of one of these a lot. We'll see.
Yeah. This is, if you know me, this is pretty easy. I'm picking Scream. It's the movie that got me into horror. It is just one of my all-time favorite movies. I also love James Wan. I love the Insidious movies, but Scream just kind of like changed the genre. I don't know. I think it's just mega influential. I have to go with Scream.
All right. Sounds good, Chris.
This is really hard for me because, I love both these movies, but I got to think. Franchise-wise, I remember, I still have not seen the latest Insidious movie. I'll eventually see it. But as far as the Scream series goes, I remember racing out and seeing it. Holy shit! They just keep getting better and better, and I'm excited we're getting more. So actually, Scream, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, Insidious is solid. I do like it, but yeah, Scream's kind of a game changer and one of those cornerstone horror movies we just talk about a lot. And like the clip, is kind of meta and doing its thing. So I'm also gonna go with Scream. Jordan.
Well, for those of you that know me, these are 2 of my favorite franchises of all time. Insidious is my favorite horror movie of all time, but then Scream is my favorite horror franchise of all time. So it's kind of like putting my 2 of my all-time favorites against each other, and probably because I know it's already going to be Scream, and I'll just show some love to it in Insidious. But I dig that poster. I want that on my wall,
that
just staring down at me while I sleep.
Yeah. No, I pulled the fun ones just to keep us as we're scrolling down with those. So, all right. Well, Scream will take it. Unfortunately for Insidious,
championship match for me.
All right. We got the Funhouse. That's Tobe Hooper. I'll try to mention the directors as we go as well for each one. So it's Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse versus Martin. That's George A. Romero. So Kerri, you'll be up first on this one.
Okay, and I'm sorry because I only looked at the list today and I was like, I've only seen about a little over half of these. I
It's
haven't
okay.
seen either of these. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Funhouse though. I've heard of both of these movies. I really want to check them both out. The Funhouse though, I think probably would be first on my list if I was gonna check out one or the other.
Okay. Yeah, Chad.
I'll go Martin here actually because I'm just a bigger Romero fan than I am a Tobe Hooper fan. So Martin probably would speak to me more.
Okay. Fair enough. Chris?
So I got most of the way done with Martin. I need to finish it, but it's so weird. Like it's like art house horror or something. I mean, but then again, I know that Dawn of the Dead has those art house horror elements too. But Funhouse, I still haven't seen it, but it looks like it would be a hell of a lot more fun. So I'll go with that one.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, Martin's definitely kind of weird, early experimental Romero. I'm more of a fan of like his zombie output, than some of his other stuff. But I like Tobe Hooper a lot, and the Funhouse, my Scream Factory Blu-ray, is a really good one. A nice little underrated gem. If you haven't seen it, it works. It has a nice, creepy atmosphere, and who doesn't love a, horror movie set at kind of a carnival, setting? It always makes for a good time, and it's a nice little underrated Tobe Hooper movie. I think you should check out. So I'll go the Funhouse. Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, well, Austin, you can send me all the graphics for this bracket, and I'm gonna have them made into posters and hang them on.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why I pulled them.
It's like they're all gonna be like really good. Like horror movies have some really cool posters, but and I've never seen either one of these. But if I were to see one, probably Funhouse seems a little more up my alley, so I'll go Funhouse.
All right, and Alan.
Well, neither one of these films are the representative director's best films by any stretch. However, I'm going to give it to Martin because Funhouse is great, but if I want wacky Hooper, then I'm going Texas Chainsaw 2. So Martin's a little bit more atmospheric, I think, and a little bit more weird, and I'm always interested in what happens next in the film. So I'm going Martin.
Okay, we'll get to Texas Chainsaw 2. It's in the tournament. We'll get there.
Cool.
But for now, Funhouse, we'll move on. And we'll scroll on down to Diary of the Dead with George A. Romero versus In the Mouth of Madness, and that's John Carpenter from the 90s. So, all right, we will go to Chad first on this one.
This is definitely interesting. I'm not in love with In the Mouth of Madness, but I don't know if I'm going to like Romero because I've only seen part of Land of the Dead. I haven't seen Diary of Survival yet. So I feel like I'm not going to like his second half because I adore like his first half of the zombie trilogies or whatever. So I'll give the slight edge to In the Mouth of Madness because I've actually seen it.
Okay, cool.
And it's good.
So I haven't seen In the Mouth of Madness, but I did really, really like George A. Romero's. I like the zombie stuff, so I feel like I really enjoy it. So I'll go with that one.
Diary of the Dead. Okay, yeah. It's interesting. These are two movies I do like and I think are kind of underrated. I know some people don't love Diary of the Dead. It's basically Romero's found footage, zombie movie that he tried, which I think was unique at the time. I don't think it was appreciated at the time, and I think it's better than people give it credit for. But I really love In the Mouth of Madness. That's a movie that took me a while, like a couple of viewings, to really start to really love. But I think Sam Neill gives one of two great performances in the 90s with this and Event Horizon. I think he's really great in both movies, and it's a really cool concept with this sort of book that sort of kind of comes to life and makes people crazy, and I dig it. So I'm gonna go In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen either one, but I'm reading the synopsis for In the Mouth of Madness. I think Chris, you'd really, I dig it based on the synopsis. It's all about a writer like writing a manuscript, and then they're trying to find the whereabouts of like one of his other manuscripts, and then he ends up in like an eerie town is what it says. So yeah,
that sounds cool.
But yeah, and for me it probably is a little more interesting than Diary of the Dead, so I'll go with that.
Okay. Yeah, Alan.
Diary is Romero's last good Dead film. because survival is just atrocious. Then he should have stopped. But yeah, you're right, Pez. Sam Neill is just ridiculously amazing in Mouth of Madness. So I'm going Mouth of Madness too.
All right, cool. Kerri?
Yeah, I'm also gonna go in the Mouth of Madness here. Zombie films, I love them when they're well done, and if they're not really fantastic, it's painful.
Okay.
Although I haven't seen Diary of the Dead yet, so I can't really say either way. But I've seen In the Mouth of Madness, and yeah, Sam Neill is just off the wall in this movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Well, 5-1 for In the Mouth of Madness. We'll move on. So we got Gremlins with Joe Dante versus The Ward, another John Carpenter. Not one of his better ones, but we'll talk about it. But first, what do you got?
God, I've never seen The Ward, but I love Gremlins. Gremlins is such a great movie. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, easy vote for that one.
Okay. Yeah, I saw The Ward not too long ago. That was the last of my Carpenters I had to knock off not too long ago, and I was forced to watch it, Chad will appreciate, for a battleground match where I had to argue for like worst Carpenter. But I can legitimately say that because I think it is his worst movie. It's just very tropey and cliche of every, mental institution type thing. We'll see it again on Friday, actually, for the mental institution movies, Jordan, because that's where it takes place. So we'll see it again, even though it's not very good. And Amber Heard is in the lead, so that's icky to watch now. So I'm easily going to go Gremlins as well. Yeah. It does have Danielle Panabaker, though, from like Sky High and The Flash and stuff, like the TV show. And she's the best thing about the movie. She should have been the lead. Yeah.
I think I've seen The Ward like way back when it came out. It was like 10 years ago or maybe a little more, but Gremlins is an all-timer. I mean, I think it's great. It's a movie that I grew up watching because in my house we weren't allowed to watch a lot of R-rated movies as a kid, but I could watch Gremlins, so I watched it all the time, and it's awesome. So I just don't get them wet, don't feed them after midnight. So yeah, I'll go with Gremlins.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, this ain't no contest, man. Gremlins is a certified classic. Not only is it one of the best horror movies, it's the best Christmas movie ever. Yes, it's Gremlins all the way.
All right, sounds good. Kerri, if you're there, what you got? Oh, she had to go grab her plushie. There you go.
Gizmo. I'm going with
Gizmo.
Gremlins.
Gizmo. I know. I've got my pop figure on the wall over there. I'm not going to go run and grab it, but it's over there. Chad?
Kerri, quick, toss me the gizmo. I'm definitely going Gremlins. If Alan didn't say it, I was going to say it. It's kind of the best of both worlds with horror and Christmas. And it's just Gizmo is so cute, and the Gremlins are so not. And it's a fun movie. I really love it.
Wait, you guys are in the same room? Weird. Anyways. That's okay. Well, I told Jordan, I said, it'd be good at least if somebody's busy, you can go, hey, what are you voting for? Okay, she's voting for that.
Yeah.
That'll be easy. You get busy.
Like they're talking to me from inside the house. The
calls are coming from inside the house. All right. Oh boy, there's Halloween. There's a heavy hitter, and I like that alternate poster I found. It's a pretty best poster. Versus Survival of the Dead. Cool. Is anybody voting for Survival of the Dead? All right, sounds good. Halloween wins. All right, we'll talk about it later.
We'll save some time.
No, we'll save some time on that. No, Survival of the Dead is it's Romero zombie. It's not great. And who's not going to vote for Halloween on this one? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, just making sure. Cool. All right, we'll save some time. Wes Craven's New Nightmare versus Vampire in Brooklyn. So Wes Craven versus Wes Craven in the 90s here, actually. So we'll see what we got. I see Alan pumping his fist. We'll get to him in a second. But I'm up first on this one. Vampire in Brooklyn is one I started at some point, and I just didn't finish it. I'm going to finish it at some point. But I'm going to go Wes Craven's New Nightmare because it's kind of the precursor to Scream, and it's a solid nightmare movie. So that's what I'm going to go with. Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Vampire in Brooklyn just because I just haven't heard great things about it. And I don't know, like when Eddie Murphy hits, he hits hard and he knocks it out of the park. But when he misses, it can be pretty atrocious. So maybe someday I'll get to it. But yeah, New Nightmare is great. Like this is one I think that that you, Austin, originally recommended it to me, just kind of like more of like a meta take on it, sort of, or where they're like on a movie set he just comes in and goes after everyone on the set. So yeah, it's a fun time. It's probably like my third favorite of the Nightmare series. It's up there. So yeah, I'll go with the New Nightmare.
All right, Alan. I'm assuming you have a special place for Vampire in Brooklyn, maybe.
I have the most special place for Vampire in Brooklyn, bro. I am unashamedly in love with this film. I remember seeing it in the theater, and I was just in awe of how ridiculous. I thought, what the hell were they even thinking making this movie? And I love every single second of it. It is film madness perfection. I love it. I'm definitely going for Vampire in Brooklyn.
All right, we'll see if anybody will join you on that one, Kerri.
Yeah, I'm going New Nightmare here. I haven't seen Vampire in Brooklyn, but New Nightmare, like Jordan said, same for me. It's my third favorite in the franchise.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Chad?
Yeah, I feel bad because I haven't seen Vampire in Brooklyn. I'm glad Alan could rep it But yeah, New Nightmare is a classic. It's actually kind of tied for number one with the original because I think those two are the scariest ones. And I love what they do with Freddy in this one, just like a new design. It's so meta. It's a precursor to Scream, and yeah, it just watch that movie and you can see Wes Craven's genius unfold. So yep.
All right, Chris.
I actually have never seen Wes Craven's New Nightmare before. I know that sounds kind of lame, but I actually remember watching Vampire in Brooklyn and I actually liked it a lot. I think it's fun. Is it the greatest movie in the world? No, but it's fucking nuts. So yeah, we'll go with that one.
All right, so I wasn't alone in that one, but unfortunately we have to say goodbye to Vampire in Brooklyn because Wes Craven's New Nightmare is going to move on 4-2. All right, well, let's go down to Cursed, another Wes Craven, versus The Dead Zone with David Cronenberg. So that's what we're going with here. Jordan.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Cursed. I think it's Christina Ricci, I think, is in it, and I've always had a big crush on her. It's a fun little werewolf movie. I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is, but The Dead Zone's great. I watched this fairly recently, within the last like 6 months, and yeah, it's a really, really good story about Christopher Walken just waking up out of a coma, and now he has all these powers because he was struck by lightning, and it's pretty cool. So I'll go with The Dead Zone.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, I remember Cursed just being a real big disappointment. I was super hype about seeing it. I'm agree with Jordan. Of course, Christina Ricci's not hard in the eyes, and plenty sex appeal. And you got Wes Craven. You're thinking, oh, this will be a great match, and it really wasn't. But Dead Zone, however, is a fantastic. It's one of the better underrated Stephen King adaptations. So Dead Zone all the way.
Okay. Yeah, Kerri.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these, unfortunately, but I have read the Dead Zone novel, and I love that novel. If the movie's anything like it, I'm sure I'll love it. So I'm going to Dead Zone.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Chad.
I'll continue the line of dudes saying they love Christina Ricci. But other than that, Casper was my first movie in the theater, so.
Casper.
Yeah,
Casper.
But I'm actually going to mirror what Kerri said with The Dead Zone because I don't know. Unless it's just terrible, I'll mostly always go King probably, unless I just love the other movie so much. And I haven't seen Cursed.
Okay, Chris.
Cursed is fun. It's nothing spectacular, but Dead Zone's good. I mean, they did a decent job with the book. It kind of follows the book, but you kind of have to ignore the book and kind of set it aside. I think the TV show after that did a better job with it. So, I mean, it's all right, but it's not the book. So, actually, you know what? Because of that reason, because they kind of took what King kind of did and they kind of movie-fied it, like most studios do, I'm going to go with Cursed, actually. I kind of remember the book.
That's all right. No, I like the Dead Zone movie. I think it's good. I haven't seen Curse since it came out in the theater. That's one I'm curious to rewatch to see if it does anything for me now. But yeah, I remember it being okay. But yeah, I think Dead Zone's really solid. Yeah, good performances. I like Martin Sheen in it a lot. Yeah, he's really good. So I'll give it to the Dead Zone as well. So with that, 5-1 for the Dead Zone. All right, I'm scrolling on down to Poltergeist, a little alternate poster there with the tree. And Poltergeist versus A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh man, one of my favorite horror movies got to go up against like classics. Come on.
Yeah, so really solid Tobe Hooper versus Wes Craven here. This is this is kind of a Elite Eight matchup here, but yeah, like I said, it's all random. So anything can happen. But Alan, what are you going for here?
Well, this is legit hard because Poltergeist gave me legit nightmares for a long time. Oh shit! But Nightmare is, of course, a certified classic and amazing. I haven't watched Poltergeist in a while, and so I bet it would still have the same effect, but it might be nostalgia. As far as filmmaking, what they were able to do, let's go with Nightmare. Let's go on Nightmare.
Okay. Kerri.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that these are matched up so early. I'm also gonna go with Nightmare here. I watched Poltergeist when I was a bit older, and it just didn't give me the same scares I get from Nightmare. That's really the only thing I can go on. These are both amazing movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chad.
I'm actually gonna go with. Well, I was always gonna go with Nightmare because I really like Poltergeist. I don't love it, but I do love Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it's just one of the great classics of horror. And the thing that actually gives it the edge for me is exactly what Alan said. I think is the really low budget, filmmaking that they were in, craftsmanship that they were able to pull off, plus the really great concept. And I think it's better than the Thing. Come at me. Awesome.
That was a long time ago. Replay that and I'll kick your ass now.
Yeah.
So, I was still
and also Malcolm,
that was a joke, by the way.
Part of this
I know. We know. I know. It's a reference to me and Chad's early Battleground match where we had to. That sucked. Yeah, because I had to argue against Nightmare and he had to argue his Thing. It's come on, what are we doing? They're both awesome. So yeah, that's a no-win scenario. But Chris,
yeah, just shouting out.
This
Malcolm,
is really tough.
Just messing with us, trying to say Steven Spielberg directed.
No. I've dispelled that many times. This is Tobe Hooper's movie.
So Poltergeist definitely scared the shit out of me as a kid. That movie just was awesome. But God, Nightmare on Elm Street is so good. It really just and Freddy is just. I think he is definitely scarier than Jason by far, because the idea that he can kind of climb into your nightmares, and especially learning about where this kind of came from, the fact that he kind of pulled this from people that were legitimately waking up kind of dead after these fucking horrific nightmares, just is even freakier to me.
Well, they just die. They don't wake up dead.
Yeah, well, they died. Probably, I think there were 3 or 4.
That's the classic scary thing with Kevin Hart. How do you wake up dead? If you wake up, then you're not dead. You're alive.
The point is, that's what they based this on. It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. This is tough because I just rewatched Poltergeist pretty recently because me and Jacob covered it on a podcast about movies, which you can find on the Movie Hero Network. But I watched the 4K. Reminded how good that movie was, but man, if Nightmare didn't make it out of his first round, that would be kind of an injustice. Freddy should make it out of here and move on. But it's a shame because I think Poltergeist would easily move on against almost any other movie here, or at least a good chunk of them. So I'll go Nightmare as well, but I'm sad to see Poltergeist go so early. Jordan.
Well, I think it's a shame that Poltergeist isn't going to make it out of the first round, because we have multiple Nightmare movies. There's other chances for it, and Poltergeist is in my 128 of all time. It's another one I grew up watching all the time, and that is another movie that gave me nightmares as well. Especially that scene where the guy's looking in the mirror and his face starts to melt. That just gets me every time. Or when I was a kid, not so much now, but as a kid, when the mom goes out of the room and she comes back a few seconds later, and all the chairs are rearranged and stuff. Like there's some good stuff in it. So I'll go Poltergeist.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. I'm sorry, Poltergeist, but that's the randomizer for you. Apologies, but Nightmare on Elm Street's going to move on.
It's all right.
So
We'll see it again when me and Malcolm go head to head.
Oh yeah, no, we'll see it again very, very soon. Scanners versus Gremlins 2. So we got Cronenberg versus Dante here with that. So we'll start with Kerri.
Yeah, I mean, Scanners is just not my thing. Gremlins 2 is 100% my thing. I debate all the time whether this one is better than the original. It is just comedy gold, but I think still has enough horror elements to make it a really solid horror film. So going Gremlins 2 here.
Yeah, Chad.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Gremlins 2, the new batch. Scanners, I think I want to check out again to see if I like it more in a second watch. I think it has some interesting concepts and execution. But Gremlins 2 is freaking just wild. You know, it is one of the most fun movies you could ever throw on and watch. And it comes out of nowhere. Like, you think it's probably just going to be another Gremlins movie, and then it's 10 times that. Although I wouldn't say it's necessarily like better than the first one. I'd say that they're both great for their own reasons. But I'll definitely go Gremlins 2 because it's so fun. I love it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Chris.
This is tough because I was kind of late to Scanners. Obviously, I think I watched it maybe last year, the year before, for the first time, and I liked it. It's definitely nutso, but yeah, between the two, Gremlins 2, the new batch, I think it steps up what was great about the first one times like 5. It's a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
No, this one's fairly easy for me. I do have a little respect for Scanners, but Gremlins 2, I've talked about it here, is like a top 25 movie of all time for me. I think that movie's one of the most entertaining things ever made. It's pure anarchy. It's pure insanity. Joe Dante, like, you can tell it was just like, and he had full creative control of the movie. That's how we got the sequel made. He goes, yeah, you got to let me do whatever I want. And they said, okay. And he sure as hell did. And I think I still see stuff in the background and whatnot and little references going back to it every time I do. I don't think it has enough oomph to win this whole tournament, this one, but I'm pulling forward to win the horror comedy tournament in 2 weeks. I'm going to be pulling for that one because I think it has the right oomph for that. But I'll definitely go Gremlins 2 here. Jordan.
Okay, you guys. Listen up. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go to the theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Come on. If you know that's the Hulk Hogan kind of cameo when he popped up in the theater. Like, so I rewatched Gremlins 2 for the first time since I had seen it like as a kid about a year and a half ago, and I forgot how freaking like amazing this movie is. Like, it's so good. It's just like it's very like meta. Like they're talking to the screen. They're playing with like gremlin Legos. You got the like prostitute like female gremlin. You got like all kinds of crazy, just like wacky stuff that like, and like you're right, Austin. Every time you watch it, you like find more things that you missed on your first couple of times watching. There's always new things that I either forgot about or I didn't notice, and yeah, it's really, really good. And Scanners is fine. I mean, be careful, your head might blow up, but it's got to be Gremlins 2.
All right, and Alan.
Oh man, it's a clean sweep without a doubt. Gremlins 2 is, I love what you said, Pez, one of the most entertaining things ever made. It's rewatchable all the time, no matter what. And Scanners ain't even a good Cronenberg. So yeah, we're going Gremlins 2.
All right. Well, Jordan referenced it, and you know, Jordan, how quick I am in pulling it up and converting these things now, and I'm pretty damn quick. Go. So you know.
We have gremlins in the projection booth. Could you help us? Gremlins in this theater now? Okay, you guys, listen up. People paid good money to see this movie. When they go out to a theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do I have to come up there myself? Do you think the Grimsters can stand up to the Hulkster? Well, if I were you, I'd run the rest of Gremlins too, right now. Sorry, folks. It won't happen again.
Oh, thank you, Hulk Hogan.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Or if you're in another country, or like some versions, they have John Wayne that pops up. That's
So
kinda-
on the original DVD version, it was a John Wayne thing. It's really weird. Yeah, where he's like having a shootout with cowboy gremlins. It's interesting,
Yeah.
but they have a bad dub, and it's really weird. So,
yeah.
all right. So we're gonna go with The People Under the Stairs, Wes Craven, and another Tobe Hooper with Spontaneous Combustion, a little lesser known one, but an interesting one. Chad, what you got?
Is this People Under the Stairs versus
People Under
Spontaneous
the
Combustion?
Stairs and Spontaneous Combustion. Yeah.
This is easy for me. One of my new, kind of new favorite horror films that I found that I actually really, really love is The People Under the Stairs. I guess I'm just a Craven stan, apparently, because I love how this movie unfolds. You get actors from Twin Peaks, which is really, really fun, and they're like very different from their roles in Twin Peaks. I love the kid who plays Fool. He's such a great protagonist. I think it has a little bit of good comedy, but the movie's actually really scary and brutal at times. And it's just a really, really cool, interesting movie. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, Malcolm, I also like to think that back in the day, Hulk Hogan would just wear his wrestling. You never know when a wrestling match is going to break out. You got to have your gear ready to go, even at the movies.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You wear stuff everywhere.
Yeah, Chris.
Between the two, I mean, I like Cronenberg well enough, but I even though I have not seen that People Under the Stairs and I really want to, I'm definitely going to vote for that one. It sounds more interesting to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going to go with People on the Stairs here. Spontaneous Combustion is an interesting, one-time watch. If you want to see kind of an intriguing concept, or if you just want to see John Landis spontaneously set on fire, watch Spontaneous Combustion. I'll also go People on the Stairs. It's a nice little underscene sort of Wes Craven movie. He still had a really good 1990s, and this is proof of that. So, I'll also go People on the Stairs. And Jordan, it has Jesse from the Mighty Ducks and the Sandlot. Before he did those movies.
The Heater, yeah.
Yeah, the Heater, yeah, the Nunez. Mm-hmm.
Nice, yeah. So I haven't seen either one of these. I really want to get to People Under the Stairs, though. I'll definitely watch that one first, just because. Yeah. But the funny thing is, I've seen like a behind the scenes thing, talking about all the movie, because I'm a big fan of the Sandlot and the Mighty Ducks. So I'm like, oh yeah, that kid's in it. Then I'll watch this. And he was talking about being in People Under the Stairs, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, so I'll probably watch that long before Spontaneous Combustion. So yeah, I'll go People Under the Stairs.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, you could skip Spontaneous Combustion big time. It's interesting if you're trying to be a completist, but yeah, not that great. Although the Landis part is pretty fun. There's a couple fun moments, but But People Under the Stairs is really up there as being one of my favorites of his. It's a lot of fun, a lot of wackiness, a lot of shift changes in tone, and I like it a lot. So People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, Kerri.
Yeah, I think this will be a clean sweep. I'm also going with People Under the Stairs.
Okay, yeah, clean sweep for People on the Stairs. Another Craven going through. All right, got The Crazies, George A. Romero, and The Howling with Joe Dante. So we'll see where this one goes. Chris is up first.
Trying to think, is that the original? No, it's not the original.
Yeah, the original. He did not do the Timothy Oliphant movie. No.
Okay, well, that's the version I like of The Crazies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the original at all. So I got to go with The Howling. It's great.
Yeah, these are both kind of on the same level for me, so it's a little tough because, I do like The Howling once it gets going. I feel like it takes a while to kind of get going, but once it does, it's pretty fun. I watched the original Crazies not too long ago. Again, it's just been a minute, and I really liked it, and I like the remake as well. So it's like one of those where I think they're both kind of on the same level. I think they're both good movies. So I might actually give some love to Romero here with the Crazies.
I'll
Jordan?
probably rewatch it. It's probably due for a rewatch. It's been forever.
Yeah. Jordan?
Yeah. I haven't seen either one of these ones, but I'm a big fan of the Crazies remake. But so I mean, if the original one's like at least like similar in tone and that kind of thing, then I'd probably like it. But the Howling though, like that would have been probably another movie that was high on my list of movies to watch for this. Like I watched 4 movies, and if I could have had time for 5 or 6, I probably would have watched it because it's pretty highly rated. It's got like a 70 on Rotten Tomatoes or something. But I just haven't seen it, and just for the sheer fact, I mean, maybe it's nothing like the remake. I don't know, but for the sheer fact that I never really like that one, I'll vote for the Crazies. Sure.
Okay.
Alan, what do you say?
Well, The Howling is the reason I love werewolves, without a doubt. It was my first big werewolf movie, outside of the Wolfman, the original Wolfman. But I love werewolves and the whole lore and everything. So, and of the 2 Crazies films, I like the remake better actually. So we're going with The Howling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kerri?
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go with The Howling here. For me, it's just a little bit more of a memorable movie. The special effects are really awesome. I mean, in both of these movies they are, but in The Howling in particular, it can be difficult to pull off a werewolf transformation. So I'm going with.
Okay. And Chad?
Yeah, I do kind of agree that these are very similar. What Austin said, wavelength for me, but like I'm gonna go the Crazies here. I haven't actually seen the remake, so now I'm really excited to because everybody's been praising it. But when I think of The Howling, I usually just compare it to American Werewolf in London, and I feel like that movie has a memorable transformation, and everything else is memorable too. But The Howling, I don't really remember anything else from that movie. I think it's just the transformation that works for me, and everything else I'm just like, wait, what was in that movie? Except for just D Wallace, who's great, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, and I like Romero, so I'll just go the Crazies.
Okay, so we have our first tie of the evening. So how our tiebreakers work here on Tournament Fights is we just rotate a tie-breaking vote up the ladder, and that person you can go either way. You can flip on your original vote, or you can stick with what you originally voted for. So Alan, you get the tiebreaker vote here. You can stick with what you original, or you can flip it. What you got? You stick with the Howling.
I'm sticking with The Howling.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so the Howling will move on, and we'll scoot down to Prince of Darkness for John Carpenter. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That is part 2. So, all right. I'm up first. Yeah, this is another one that I'm sorry that these have to kind of go up against each other because I think Prince of Darkness, that's another one I've gone back to multiple times, and I wasn't as hot on originally, but I've really come around to it. And I think it's really solid performances and a cool premise. But man, Texas Chainsaw 2 is another one where I didn't love it originally, and now I love it. It makes for a great double feature with like House of a Thousand Corpses, like especially because of the Bill Moseley thing. And yeah, it's definitely more bonkers and silly, but I kind of love the dynamic between the family, and I love Caroline Williams' Stretch. And Dennis Hopper is totally on cocaine that whole movie as well, and he's a lot of fun. So I'll go Texas Chainsaw 2 on this one. Jordan.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying out of turn. Dennis Hopper has fully admitted that he is on coke that whole movie. So I'm not speaking out of turn for him.
Yeah. Is that like a real thing? Did he actually take it? I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah. So if you know me, like I have a pretty hot take on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't like it. I think it's kind of just pointless and silly and weird. I don't know. Like it just doesn't do it for me. Like I like it when there's a little more substance to it, I guess you could say, because like this one on the second one they have a whole entire cool layer. You got Dennis Hopper being kind of like a hero type of guy, kind of like running in there, and then you have some cool characters like you have Chop Top in there, the Bill Moseley, and I just like the way that Leatherface is kind of portrayed in this one, and they're like basically like a whole family. You got the like grandpa guy in there. You got just a bunch of cool characters and a really cool like layer where they're at. It makes it fun. So, and I've never seen Prince of Darkness. That's just a blind spot for me. So I'll go Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Alan, what do you say?
Jordan, man, you still my boy. I still got love for you.
Yeah,
but man,
I've had this conversation with him about the original as well.
I know.
This conversation. I know.
I know you have. I know you have, Pez, and I know you've defended. Because as we know, at least I know, I'm gonna show my hand. Texas Chainsaw, the original, the greatest horror film of all time, in my opinion, hands down, brilliant, amazing, incredible. But part 2 is a perfect example of a director going, I don't want to do it, but if you're gonna make me do it, I'm gonna do what the hell I want. Even more than Gremlins 2. Texas Chainsaw 2 is the most madness I've ever seen on screen, and I love it. And Prince of Darkness is great, but nowhere near the if I'm going to rewatch something, I'm going to really watch Texas Chainsaw 2. So let's go.
Well, to Jonathan Peck's point, it's similar to Gremlins 2 in that
exactly.
Canon Films gave Tobe Hooper the money to make Texas Chainsaw 2 and was like, all right, make us a movie, make us a hit.
Yep.
You made the original one, and he went off and had full creative control. He basically made a comedy, and then they saw the product and went, what the hell did you just make?
Exactly.
And they got what they got. So there you go, Kerri.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of these, but I've been meaning to check out Texas Chainsaw 2 for a long time now because I've heard it's just wild. So that's what I'm going with.
Okay. Chad?
Yeah, this is tough because I actually haven't seen either of these, and I kind of want to see both of them because they both sound pretty interesting to me. I was thinking about going Prince of Darkness, but knowing that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is a comedy, whereas like the first movie isn't at all, it just feels kind of interesting. It feels like it could be like on like not a Gremlins 2 level, but like sort of that style of going into more into comedy. So I'll go Texas here.
Okay.
Yeah,
and Chris.
This is tough. I mean, I am due for a rewatch of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Obviously, Leatherface lives rent-free in my mind, but I don't think I necessarily loved it as much as I did when I was younger. But I haven't seen Prince of Darkness, and I've always thought it looked like an awesome movie. And I do kind of lean a little more towards John Carpenter. But I found out both Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2 are on streaming, so I'm going to have to do a watch of both of those and do a review.
Yeah, to that point, Chris, Texas Chainsaw 2 used to be like really unavailable and hard to find unless you had a DVD of it. And then, because I had one. And now all of a sudden out of nowhere, I have the 4K from Vestron, which came out recently, and then it's on Max right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it went on to Tubi for a little while. Now it's on Max, but it's available on streaming. So when it wasn't for forever. But I'm glad it is because I think we'll check it out. All right, Texas Chainsaw 2 moves on. And we'll go down to Scream 2 versus Videodrome. So Craven versus Cronenberg here. All right, Jordan, you're up first on this one.
Well, I'm up first, and it's good because I have seen both of these. I watched Videodrome for the first time for this, and it was a lot of fun. It was just like some crazy, like hypnotic kind of things, and like makes the guy or like people in general just do crazy things, kill people, and then there's some really cool kills and some good practical effects that they're really cool looking. But Scream 2, I mean, I know that I have ranked all the Scream movies in the past, but the thing is, they kind of flip flop for me. Like just depending on my mood, just like depending on what day it is, just ask me again. I could give them to you in an entirely different order because Scream 2 is great. Like I really like it. Like almost on par with the first one. Like I think it's that good. Like it's just really, really solid. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. So I'll go Scream 2 here for sure.
All right, Alan.
Yeah. Scream 2 is a good example of a sequel that feels like a continuation that it's very episodic, and the first three feel very episodic. So in a great way that doesn't miss a beat. I really like Scream 2 a lot. Videodrome, it's aight. So I'm going Scream 2.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Kerri.
Kerri, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Videodrome. Obviously, I've seen Scream 2 like a crap load of times. So, and I love that movie. It's almost as good as the first one for me. So that's what I'm going with.
All right. Chet.
Yeah, we actually own Videodrome on Criterion. We just haven't gotten to it yet. But me and Scream, and Scream 2 is right up there with the first one. I think they're tied for me, actually, just because I think Scream 2 is just like a perfect sequel. I love everything that they add. I love, going to college, and, they have Buffy in it, so that's another a plus. Laurie Metcalf is insane. It's fantastic. And it introduces the Dewey theme in this one. So
Gotcha. All right, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
So Videodrome is just all right, but Scream 2 is a perfect sequel, like everyone kind of said before.
Yeah.
It's just a great movie. So I'm gonna go with Scream 2 for sure.
Yeah. I'll also go with Scream 2, although I do like Videodrome. I like crazy body horror, and obviously Cronenberg's kind of a master at that. And what James Woods kind of goes through when he eventually gets a videotape in his tummy and all kinds of other nonsense. It's a lot of fun. I'll also go Scream 2, and I'll make it a clean sweep. So, all right, Scream 2. And we're getting down near the end of the bracket here on this side. Life Force, Tobe Hooper against Ghosts of Mars with John Carpenter. Alan.
All right.
This is the first one I don't give a crap about either one of these. You know what? I really hate Ghost of Mars. I hate it. It's so terrible. So I'm gonna go Life Force.
Okay. Have you seen Life Force, Alan?
I have. I liked the video game.
Okay. All right, Kerri.
Sorry.
There's a lot of goo in the movie Life Force. Very gooey movie. I'll say that.
Well, and it also has a lot of Matilda May walking around naked, which doesn't hurt. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Kerri.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these. I haven't heard much about Life Force, but I've honestly only heard really bad things about Ghost of Mars. So I'm gonna go Life Force here.
All right. Chet.
I don't know. I don't really know much about Life Force other than what Austin said. So I'll actually give some love to Ghosts of Mars. Like I've heard it might be fun, but apparently maybe not. So I don't know. But I mean,
I'll
is
talk
John
about
Carpenter.
it, Chad. I got a soft spot for it, but
it is.
I'll talk about it in a second.
It's at least John Carpenter, so I think it might be kind of interesting. So I'll go Ghost of Mars.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
God, I swear I've seen Ghost of Mars before. I was trying to look at it, but I haven't seen Life Force. But it looks wacky and like a lot of fun. So I think we'll go with that. And her walking around isn't so bad.
Yeah, no, definitely. Life Force is an underrated Tobe Hooper movie. It's space vampires. Matilda May is very sexy, walking around naked for most of the movie. And that certainly doesn't hurt. And it has Patrick Stewart in it, so if that interests you at all. I have a guilty pleasure soft spot for Ghost of Mars. I kind of like it. I love it's helped me win trivia matches because I remember that Ice Cube's name is Desolation Williams in it, which has helped me win trivia matches, and I legitimately defended it on Battleground. I had no problem with that.
Nice.
So I'll give it to Ghost of Mars, but I don't mind if Life Force moves on. And Jordan?
Yeah, so I've never seen Ghost of Mars. That's another blind spot, but I mean, the cast seems interesting enough. Natasha Henstridge from Species, Ice Cube, Jason Statham. But I mean, Life Force is a lot of fun. It kind of deals with parallel universes, like realities kind of thing. And it's got Patrick Stewart, and he has a really gruesome death scene where he like vomits up a bunch of stuff and then just kind of he sort of explodes in a roundabout way, like sort of, but yeah, and that's fun to watch. Even though I don't like seeing Patrick Stewart like die ever, but I mean, if you put yourself in the mindset of they're just having some fun in a cool horror movie, it's all right. But so I'll go with Life Force. I actually think it's fun. So yeah, Life Force.
All right, Life Force will move on. All right, we're almost down to the end here. Got another Tobe Hooper Invaders from Mars against Existenz, which is David Cronenberg. So Kerri.
Haven't seen either of these, but Invaders from Mars just seems like the cooler movie to me. I don't know. It's probably the one I would check out first out of these two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chad?
I haven't seen either movie, but I've actually heard people talk favorably about Existenz, so I kind of want to check that out more. So yeah, I'll go that one.
Okay. Yeah, Chris?
I have not seen either one of these, but based on that poster, I think that Invaders from Mars looks like a hell of a lot of fun.
All right. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Invaders from Mars again. Another Tobe Hooper, came out the same year as Texas Chainsaw 2. Like, it's another quick movie made with a lot of practical kind of monsters. It's kind of an alien invasion, body snatchers type of movie where this kid's parents get kind of taken over and whatnot. So yeah, some good stuff. It's not a perfect movie or anything like that, but I do like it. And I haven't seen Existenz, but I had some more time, I probably would have watched it because I have it on my Vudu. But I'll get to it. But I'll go to Invaders from Mars here with Hooper. Jordan?
Yeah. I haven't seen either one of these, but I mean, I think I'd probably watch Existenz before Invaders from Mars, just because of the cast and also kind of what it's about. But you got Jude Law, Willem Dafoe, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Ian Holm. So it's a pretty good little cast, and I think that it has to do with like video games, or like I don't know if they go into a video game or like what exactly like happens, but the premise sounds cool. So yeah, I'll go with Existenz.
All right, Alan.
That's exactly what I thought when I watched that movie for the first time, and it's boring. Existenz is boring. I'm sorry, it's really boring. Invaders from Mars, I remember I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I remember really enjoying it. And during the COVID shutdown, we were all locked in. I remember thinking about Invaders from Mars and wanting to see it again, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm gonna go with Invaders from Mars.
It's back available. It's on Tubi and Prime, so you can see it now.
It's on Prime?
Yeah, sure.
No,
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna do later tonight then.
All right, Invaders from Mars. And I think it's the last one on this side. So we got Scream 4, another Scream movie, versus The Hills Have Eyes 2 with Wes Craven. Chad.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely. Well, these are both Craven. I was about to say I'm definitely a Craven stan. I've said, but I actually didn't super care for the original The Hills Have Eyes. And I haven't seen the remake, or not the. I actually haven't seen the remake all the way through, but I haven't seen Hills Have Eyes 2 either. But yeah, Scream 4 is not as good as 1 or 2, but I do think it's up there. I think spoiler, Jill is definitely one of the all-time Scream killers. So you know there is a lot. There's a lot of really great stuff. The opening to it is really cool. So there's a lot of really great stuff in Scream 4. So yeah, I'll go with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris.
Chris.
Between the two, I mean, I think that the Hills Have Eyes and the Hills Have Eyes Part 2 really creep me out. Like that whole idea of like these people existing in the middle of nowhere. Definitely creep me out. So I got to go with that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Austin. What do you think?
Yeah, Hills Have Eyes 2 is definitely a step down from the original one. It has its moments, but I like the original one a lot, and I like the remake. I like the remake a little more, actually. I think it's a solid remake. So Scream 4 is my least favorite Scream movie. I still think it's watchable. It just doesn't do a lot for me. But for Kirby alone, because I have a mad thing for Kirby in that movie and Hayden Panettiere in general, give it to Scream 4. Yeah. George?
Same here. I'm with you on that one because, I haven't seen Hills Have Eyes 2, but I've seen the original and the remake, but just not this one. But yeah, Scream 4. I just like to say it's my least favorite. It's still a favorite because I love the whole franchise, but it's less favorite.
It's less favorite. It's like another favorite, but not as much.
Yeah, but not as much favorite. Yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, it has some good characters. Kind of like Chad says, like the opening scene is really cool. It's got a cool when you find out who the killer is. It's good. So yeah, but I'm just not as high on it compared to other Scream movies, but I'm more high on it than Hills of Ice 2 because I haven't seen it. So I'll go with Scream 4.
Yeah. Alan?
Yeah, the original Hills Have Eyes is really, really good. The sequels, it's blah, nothing new. And the remake was actually really, really good. I enjoyed the remake a lot. So Hills Have Eyes 2 is last on my list of Hills Have Eyes movies if I'm going to go to one of them. Scream 4, you're right, it's Hayden all day, man. She's just too damn sexy and too great. And I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to for it being a 4. I thought, a trilogy of the Scream movies, that's all you need. But 4, I went, okay, this is good. I like it. It's a revamp that's kind of cool. So we're going Scream 4.
All right. Yeah. Kerri, sorry about us being all misogynistic about just seeing beauty, but it is what it is. We're guys, so we're just
sorry.
Look, she is a beautiful woman.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go Scream 4 as well. I actually adore Scream 4. It's either my second favorite or third favorite in the franchise, depending on the day. So yeah.
All right, sounds good. We'll Scream 4. We'll move on. Yeah, that's the end of that side. We're doing pretty good on time, so I appreciate everybody keeping their thoughts brief. Thank you very much for that. And we'll be back with the other side of the bracket right after this.
As the star of this summer's wildest movie, take it from me. When you take your little gremlins on vacation, stay at a quality, comfort, Clarion, or Sleep hotel. Because gremlins 18 and under stay free. But never, never feed them after midnight. Hello, room service.
Kids 18 and under stay free when you call 800-221-2222.
That's an awesome. That is so awesome.
I've been pulling goofy ass commercials lately for the transitions. I thought that was funny for the show.
Well, normally my job has me out of town. I'd normally be broadcasting from a Quality Inn, but I'm home just for like a one random week.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go to the other side. We got Piranha, Joe Dante, and Night of the Living Dead, OG Romero. So, Chris, go first.
I'm going to go with Night of the Living Dead, although that movie is definitely cheesy as fuck. It's fun to kind of make fun of. It's definitely not the best movie in the world, but it definitely resonates with you. So we're going to go with that one. And also, I amazingly have not seen Piranha. I need to see it.
Okay. Yeah. I do like Piranha. I have a thing for Animal Attack movies. We did an Animal Attack tournament that I kind of ran and championed. So I do appreciate a good one. And yeah, it's a fun early Dante. But I'm gonna give some love to Romero. He hasn't gotten a lot of love in this tournament yet. And come on, Night of the Living Dead is still a classic as far as just really kicking off what we know as modern zombie movies. So I got to show some love for that.
Yeah. So I watched Night of the Living Dead for the first time for this, and it's pretty good. I mean, the effects are almost non-existent. Like the zombies is regular people just going like this, just like back and forth kind of thing. But I mean, but I still think that the story is good, and the acting has that real old timey feel to it, because I feel like It's a movie that came out in the '60s, but it's like a throwback to stuff of like the like 30s, 40s, or 50s, something like that. And I've never seen a piranha movie, so I need to eventually get to those. But I'll go Night of the Living Dead.
All right. It's the easiest movie to find ever because it's public domain. You can find it everywhere. Alan, what you got?
Chris, did you say cheesy?
Yes, it is.
Did you say cheesy?
I did.
The second greatest horror movie of all time.
How?
Did you say cheesy, bruh?
It is
Oh my
cheesy,
gosh,
man. It's
you
so
breaking my heart. This movie is the definition of atmosphere. This created dread. This is one of the greatest caught in a place dread movie ever. Oh my God, you're killing me. You're killing me. Not a Living Dead. Come on, man.
Dude, okay,
I still love you, Chris. I still love
can
you.
I defend myself, man? So like me and my buddies, we got the movie on like DVD, and we voiced over voices for zombies. Okay, it was that cheesy to me. All right.
Now that could be entertaining. I would watch that.
Well,
I would watch that.
You can do that and not get sued because it's public domain. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kerri.
Yeah, I think Night of the Living Dead is one of the best horror movies ever. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the like lead actress too. Normally, like the way that she's freaking out like the whole time would like get very annoying to me, but it actually works for this type of movie. So yeah. But
they're coming to get you, Barbara. The Romero Dead trilogy, the original one, is like one of my new favorite things ever. And I think Night of the Living Dead is just pure art, like 1960s horror. I think like, someone maybe seeing it for the first time, because I certainly didn't appreciate it the first time either. I didn't appreciate Halloween 1978 the first time I saw it. And then I've grown appreciation over time for a lot of these movies that can get kind of misunderstood upon first viewing, but it is true art in my opinion. It is just kind of regular people acting, but a lot of the editing they do and just the black and white I think really adds to it, like them eating things, and it's just a really creepy movie. And I love my favorite like shot is when her brother comes back. It's so awesome. I love that movie.
Okay,
I haven't seen Piranha.
All right, Night of the Living Dead. We'll move on. Yeah, there's a reason again why you see every low-budget horror movie when somebody goes to watch a movie on TV, they're all watching Night of the Living Dead because you can, because it's free.
Yeah, because you can.
So Wes Craven's Shocker versus The Brood, David Cronenberg. So it's me first. This is interesting. I watched The Brood not long ago. Early Cronenberg's a little hit or miss for me. Brood was okay. Shocker is actually cheesy. Unlike Night of the Living Dead, Shocker is cheesy. That's for sure. But I kind of like it. Otherwise I wouldn't own the Scream Factory Blu-ray. So I'll go Shocker. Jordan.
Yeah, I haven't seen either one of these. They both seem kind of out there to me. Shocker just seems wild as a guy that I think he gets some kind of powers or something like that. And then The Brood is just like a crazy pregnant lady in there, and I guess they're like, I don't even know. Like, I just know that there's something to do with the lady and her baby, and it just seemed kind of out there to me too. So they're not movies I've like ran out to see. I haven't seen them, but if I had to pick one, personally, I'd actually probably go with Shocker. It just seems like I don't know, like more up my alley, even if it is cheesy. So yeah.
All right, Alan.
I'm Alan.
Oh, sorry, my mute button was working weird. Brood is my jam. I love me some Brood. It's just weird as hell and great. But Shocker is so fun. It is so stupid. It is the best cheesy ever. This is, oh God. Okay. I'm gonna go. You know what? I gotta give credit. I'm gonna go Brood. I'm going Brood.
Brood. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Kerri.
I haven't seen Shocker, so I'm gonna go Brood here. I think it's a solid film. It makes me very uncomfortable, but I think that's what it's meant to do.
All right, yeah. Chad.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Brood here. I do love Craven, but I think the Brood has some really great like body horror and some really like creepy like kid things that come up, and it's just a really good creepy horror film. Shocker I haven't seen, but I need to check out because it's apparently really cheesy.
Well, it's Craven, so you should check it out. You're a Craven stan,
There you
as you said. So there you go.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Chris.
So I have not seen Shocker, but it's one I've definitely meant to watch. It looks like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go Shocker here. This is one I'm definitely going to watch.
So that makes it a tie. So we'll go to Kerri for the tiebreaker on this one. What would you like?
All right, I'll stick with the Brood.
The Brood. All right. So Brood will move on. All right. So we'll go with Saw. We got some James Wan since Insidious, and Dead Silence because we got a James Wan matchup, and that's how it came up.
Both James Wan.
Sorry. Yeah, that's how it came up on the wheel. Oh well. That's what we got. Jordan, go first.
So I'm not a big fan of the Saw movies. I know that Chris, you let me borrow some, and I watched just the first two, and then I was kind of out. I was like, these aren't for me. They're too much torturing, and like you got to torture yourself for survival, and like all that stuff. It's just kind of, or like I don't know, like, and it's just not for me. I don't like anything too over the top gory, but I mean, I can handle some gore. I mean, this I don't know, it just seems weird to me, but. And I've never seen Dead Silence though, but
that sounds so good.
And just because I haven't seen, well, I have seen Saw, and I'm not big on that franchise because I've seen the first two, and then I went and saw Spiral just because of the Chris Rock of it all and stuff, and that wasn't that good either. So I'm gonna go with Dead Silence. Yeah.
All right,
Alan.
Dead Silence is good. But Saw is Saw. I mean, that first one, it's one of the ones that everybody just, you had to see it. And the surprise, the twists, all that stuff. Yeah, it's Saw. We go in Saw.
All right. Kerri?
Yeah, Kerri.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dead Silence either, but Saw, I mean, there's a reason there are 10 films. As much as I dislike the franchise, there is a reason there are 10 films. That first one, like, scared the crap out of me when I first saw it. So I'm going Saw here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chad?
Chad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After Saw 10 came out, I started watching these again, and I always had appreciation for the first Saw, but much to Kerri's chagrin, since she hates the franchise, I've been watching a lot of them, and I've actually grown a more of appreciation for them. A lot of them are stupid, but I don't know. When I think about something that really scares me, it's the idea of being in a trap that I can't get away from, that I might have to seriously injure myself or die in a very horrible way.
Mm-hmm.
And it just scares the shit out of me. So, when I think about scary horror movies, these are it, and Saw is definitely up there as one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris?
I was trying to go back and look at something. I could be very wrong. Never mind. But I love Dead Silence. Dead Silence is a great movie. I feel like it doesn't quite get enough love. So if you have not seen that one, it's incredible. But Saw is a masterpiece. It is absolutely a masterpiece. And I love all these films. I have not seen the latest one only because with the movie and everything, I haven't had the extra income to just really go to the movies. But yeah, I love this franchise. I love every one of these movies. So definitely Saw.
Yeah,
I haven't read good things about the latest Saw movie, so yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I haven't seen Dead Silence since the theater. I'm due for a rewatch on that. But yeah, I'm a Saw stan. I love this franchise. Love this franchise. I wouldn't be on other shows ranking Saw movies otherwise. So Chad can leave Kerri out of it. Chad, you can bring me on that show. I'll rank some Saw movies with you.
You're on.
Malcolm the other night. Yeah, I was just doing it with that. I love the Saw movies, so I'm gonna go Saw as well. All right. And go down to Red Eye and Insidious Chapter 2. I debated whether or not to put Red Eye on there because it's more kind of psychological horror. But I decided to go with it because, let's give Craven his due with a good movie. And, Insidious Chapter 2, another James Wan. So, Alan.
This, I really like Red Eye a lot. And I didn't think I was going to. But I remember seeing it in the theater, and I watched it one other time, I think right when it came to, video or DVD, whatever it was. I liked it. Insidious let me down, Chapter 2. Oh yeah, we'll go with Deadeye. We'll go with Deadeye. Let's give Craven some more love.
Red Eye.
Red Eye. I'm sorry, Red Eye. Deadeye. That's the sequel coming out soon.
Red Eye.
That's what you do in Red Dead Redemption. You go into Deadeye and you kill everybody. All right.
I haven't seen Red Eye, but I've heard actually good things about it, so I definitely want to check it out very soon. But I'm gonna go with Insidious 2 here. I think it's actually a pretty solid sequel. I like how it ties into the first one, and especially since the first movie didn't get through. I'd like to see maybe the second one get through at least.
Okay, yeah, Chad.
I have to go with the one that interests me more, so I'm going to go with Red Eye. Insidious Chapter 2, I think I need to check out again to actually really grow an appreciation for it, because I don't remember being that impressed, even though I did think how it tied into the first one was kind of cool. But only really the first Insidious is the one that I really like, and then the only other one I kind of really like is 3. But Red Eye, I remember hearing, because I've seen it but a long time ago, but I remember hearing it's really cool because it seems like one type of movie, and then there's a change. Towards the middle or the beginning or something like that, and then becomes a completely different movie. And I love movies that can pull that off. So Red Eye.
Yeah.
Red Eye is nuts in a good way. Just phenomenal performances from everybody. But I gotta give also some love to Insidious Chapter 2. I love what it does for that franchise. And I have loved every movie since. And I know that's a very hot take because I feel like a lot of people are like, it's all just crap.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, no, you can go suck an egg. Yeah.
Which one are you voting for? Insidious?
Insidious 2.
Okay. Yeah, the Insidious franchise doesn't do a lot for me. Man, this most recent one was so boring. I was so bored. It doesn't do a lot for me. I'm going to go with Red Eye here. And, give Craven his due when he does make a good movie. I think he hits it out of the park. So, go to Red Eye. Jordan?
Yeah, so the first Insidious is my favorite horror movie of all time. Then you have the rest of them, and they're bad. They're not good. I just do not care for them. I mean, the most recent one is probably the most watchable because it brings back the original cast and that kind of thing. But even that's a 5 out of 10 for me, or something that's just not. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me. And the second one, they took what I thought was the worst character, that old man, slash lady, as a cross-dresser or something like that, and being some kind of ghost, and they made that the main villain, and that was just not frightening at all to me, and I just thought it was cheesy and kind of lame. So Red Eye is the first horror-ish type of movie that I ever watched with my grandma. She's the one that actually showed it to me. She doesn't watch any horror movies ever, but we did watch this one. So so I'll go with Red Eye, and I think Cillian Murphy's kind of good playing the good guy turned bad guy kind of thing. So yeah.
All right. Well, Red Eye, we'll move on. We'll get down to The Fly, Cronenberg, and The Dark Half for George A. Romero. Kerri.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be The Fly here. That movie is just absolutely phenomenal. The special effects are incredible. Just the stories, is I don't know. It's a tragedy. It breaks your heart. And Jeff Goldblum is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah. Totally. Chris.
I got to give some love to The Dark Half.
Oh, Chad, I'm sorry. I skipped Chad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say Chad, I think. Sorry.
Sorry about that, Chad. My apologies.
That's okay. I wasn't gonna complain, but even though I do love Stephen King, I actually haven't read The Dark Half or seen The Dark Half, and I'm not as like in love with The Fly as like Kerri and a lot of other people are, but I do think it's very well done. I actually really like the original The Fly as well, and then this one just incredible body horror. And honestly, if I rewatch it, I'll probably get to that level of appreciation because I do think it's so well crafted and acted and all that. So yeah, The Fly.
Yeah. Chris.
So I love the book, The Dark Half, and this is one movie that nailed it out of the park. I didn't realize George A. Romero was the one that did this movie. This movie's perfect. Like it epitomized everything about the book and knocks it out of the park. It's a great movie, and now I'm wondering if it's out on 4K because I want that movie. I remember seeing it forever ago. I rented it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Austin.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I saw The Dark Half. I need to revisit that one. I remember thinking it was okay, like kind of two halves, so, half of a good movie. But yeah, The Fly, I think, is a masterpiece. I watched the movie the first time I ever watched the movie. I watched it 3 times in 1 week. Watched it with the commentary. 2 days later, watched it again, and got totally obsessed with the movie and wanted to know everything about it. I think it's great. Gets me every time. So I'll go with The Fly.
Yeah, so I am one of the people that's in love with The Fly. Like, I think this movie is an absolute masterpiece. Like, it's just so good. Like, one of the best body horror movies I've ever seen. And yeah, Jeff Goldblum is so good in it. And yeah, and also I don't know why I'm spacing on the lead actress's name, but
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis, yeah. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, she's gorgeous. Like. At this time of her life, she's still gorgeous, but especially back then. But I've never seen The Dark Half, and so for that and for how much I love The Fly, it's got to be The Fly.
All right, yeah, Alan.
Oh yeah, The Fly is iconic. It is classic. It is amazing. It is incredible. The Dark Half is good. It's very good. It's very underrated. There's a lot of people kind of slip on it, but The Fly is unstoppable. Going The Fly.
Yeah. All right. So The Fly.
I want to be able to do those upside down push-ups that he does in that. Like, if I could do that, man, you could impress the ladies with that one.
Got John Carpenter's Vampires versus Day of the Dead. George A. Romero.
Okay.
All right. So Romero versus Carpenter here. Chad is up first.
Yeah, like I said, I adore the Romero zombie trilogy. I do think Vampires is actually good. I love God damn it, I never remember her name. Kerri, do you remember what is her name from Twin Peaks? Cheryl Lee. She is fantastic in the movie. Like, she really makes that movie. Just because I love her so much in Twin Peaks, and she's just such a great actress. But Day of the Dead, I think, is really incredible. It's it's a third movie that's only sort of related to the first 2, but I love what they do, like the whole everybody up in the bunker, and then you have so many dynamics in there with a bunch of zombies running around, and I love how they start to get into more of the studying the zombies and actually trying to see if they can learn and become sort of like people again. And I think Bub is one of the best zombies of all time. So yeah, Day of the Dead rules. Yep.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I love Vampires. I think it's a lot of fun, and amazingly, I have not seen the sequel, but it has John freaking Bon Jovi in there. I really want to see it. So I'm gonna go with Vampires, and I know it's a trilogy. I need to see the others.
You probably don't.
Yeah.
Even though they're probably not very good.
You don't need to see Vampires Los Muertos. I think you're good. I like Vampires as well. I'm kind of in the Chad camp where I do think that movie's underrated. I watched it again recently. I like it. I think that opening scene is awesome, where they're dragging him out with the Jeep and stuff like that. It's great. But I also love the original Dead trilogy from Romero. We'll get to my favorite one pretty soon. But Day of the Dead is awesome. Yeah, another one that I've grown to really, really appreciate. And man, if the last half an hour of this movie doesn't have some of the best practical like zombie kill effects you'll ever see in a movie. Just like some horrifying shit, like when they're literally like ripping people limb from limb and like digging into their bodies. Like it's incredible, some of the stuff they do in this movie. So I'll go Day of the Dead.
When he's screaming, choke on them, choke
on them. Yeah. Or they get
Yeah.
that one guy like down just on the ground and they're just like literally like ripping into his face and his stomach and everything. It's horrible. Oh, it's awesome. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I've seen Day of the Dead. I haven't seen Vampires. I almost watched it once because I came into town to visit Chris once and he bought a copy, left it in my car, and I was like, before I return this to him, I should watch it. But I was like, I didn't really get around to it. But Day of the Dead's really, really good. Yeah, like I really like some of the like characters that they build. They have like the like Tom Savini, and then the other guy, he's played by Anthony DeLeo. Like they're both good, kind of going back and forth. Yeah, you kind of like take sides with each of them at different times. And yeah, like Bub again is another great, like one of the great classic zombie characters. And yeah, just all the practical effects and the whole like bunker aspect, like some cool stuff. So yeah, I'll go with Day of the Dead. Alan.
Texas Chainsaw is the only movie that stops Night and Day being my favorite two horror movies of all time. So Day is number 3. I absolutely adore this film. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a real true reflection of humanity in all aspects and all forms. I think it is brilliantly made. Yeah, the last half an hour is some of the most grotesque, but you can't look away from it. Practical effects that are just heavenly and disturbing and nightmare inducing, and it's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. So yeah, Vampires is fun. Yeah, Cheryl Lee's awesome, but Day of the Dead is without a doubt the best.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I gotta change my freaking vote.
What's that?
Day of the Dead is so good, especially with the zombie at the end. How he becomes kind of smart.
Oh yeah, Bub gets
Yeah.
smart.
Sure, yeah.
Freaking amazing.
We haven't done anything over yet, so
Fair enough.
you're
That's
good.
fine.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah, I'm also going Day of the Dead here. Vampires is it has some cool concepts, but Day of the Dead is just phenomenal, like everyone's been saying.
All right, Day of the Dead, clean sweep there with Chris's changed vote. So sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll scroll down to Malignant, James Wan, and The Mangler, Tobe Hooper. So we'll go to Chris.
So I have never seen The Mangler, but I know I'm in the small camp that loves I'm Magnificent. I think the movie's incredible. It's a solid story, amazing acting. Everything about this movie is amazing. I think it's a solid original story from him, and I cannot wait for the Night Swim. The movie looks
the next James Wan movie. Yeah,
freaking good. So yeah, Malignant all the way.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, Mangler's not great. That was one of Hooper's last kind of theatrical movies before he went a lot of straight to video. Yeah, I mean it's Robert Englund, but at his kind of corniest. And yeah, it's a movie about a machine in a factory gone crazy. It's like, okay, well then just stay out of the factory and you're good. There's no threat there. It's silly, silly concept. I know it's a Stephen King story, but whatever. But yeah, Malignant's fun. It's a great throwback, and yeah, some of the twists and turns it takes halfway through are good. So I'll go Malignant as well. Jordan.
Yeah, so I'm a massive James Wan fan. He's probably my favorite director out of all these directors, and there's some heavy hitters on here, man. I kind of go with the more like modern one of the group, and I usually see all of James Wan's movies right when they come out, but for whatever reason, I was very late to Malignant. I saw about a year after it came out, and holy crap, was I blown away by this movie. This movie is so cool. Like it gave me some like vibes in like the tone, at least, to like Insidious and just like the concept that they have. It's like this kind of like what do you want to say, like some kind of demon that's growing out of this girl's back, and then like when it switches over to the demon taking over, it's doing some really cool, like the way that it attacks and the way that it's like flipping around and like just doing some really cool stuff that like you don't usually see from something like that. I thought was really, really cool, and I've never seen The Mangler, so I'll gotta go with Malignant.
Yeah, Malignant's my second favorite James Wan movie. It's really good. It's really a lot of fun. And Mangler's just dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's not even dumb fun. It's just dumb. So, yeah. Malignant.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Chad and Kerri, either one of y'all there?
Yeah,
Kerri?
sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. You're
In
good.
the middle of changing a baby.
I told Jordan, I said, listen, if they disappear, it's because they're probably doing baby duty. So
yeah, right.
I get it. It's all good. Y'all can yell at each other for quick votes if you need to. Kerri, Mangler or Malignant?
Malignant, yeah.
All right.
I haven't seen The Mangler, but I really like Malignant.
No worries. Chad.
Chad.
Yeah, I love that James Wan got the blank check to go and just make what he wanted, and he made Malignant. And I don't understand the criticism about it because I think it's just incredible. It's just so out there. It's like John Wick horror movie with body horror, and it's just an insane action horror. And like all of the action like towards the end is just like so well done, just so fun to watch. And it's just, I don't know, man, it's just an incredible movie. So yeah, Malignant.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens, Chad. You get a blank check when Aquaman makes $1 billion. So to do whatever you want.
Yeah, right.
So
you got the sequel.
Yeah.
And Aquaman is my first favorite James Wan movie. Is Aquaman.
Okay.
Aquaman's not in this tournament. It's not a horror movie, so it is not here.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. My Soul to Take with Wes Craven and The Fog for John Carpenter. It's me first. My Soul to Take is not good. It's kind of an incomplete movie when you know the behind the scenes of it. It was a chopped up studio hack job, that they did that movie. And what's his name? Michael Rosenbaum still talks about that movie to this day, the guy from Smallville, about how they kind of chopped that movie to shit. The Fog's awesome. I think more people need to see it if you haven't seen it for Carpenter. That movie creeped the hell out of me the first time I watched it. And it's got a really great atmosphere and vibe to it. And it's got a lot of recognizable faces. So I'm going to go with The Fog for sure on this one. Jordan, I know you watched The Fog for the first time, right?
Yeah, so I watched The Fog, and it is really good. I'm not very big on my Soul to Take. That's this guy that like around that time frame he was like popping up in a lot of random horror movies that usually weren't good. His name's Max Thoreau. He showed up in like the Friday the 13th remake and this, and like it's just kind of like maybe bad
acting
and like movie choices, but then like you may not always know that going in how bad a movie is actually going to be. I don't know, but The Fog was a lot of fun though. Yeah, it's just like a really slow build to the seaside town when the fog rolls in. All sorts of like crazy and strange things start to happen. Then it really gets bonkers near the end, and it's a good time. So I'll go with The Fog. Yeah,
Alan.
Yeah, OG Fog all the way. It's a really, really great film. My Soul to Take. I didn't even make it through all of it. Apparently, they didn't do it, any justice when they were actually filming it or editing it. So yeah, Fog all the way.
All right, sounds good. Kerri.
Yeah, also going The Fog here. I think it's a really awesome movie. I have really fond memories of watching it, and I haven't seen My Soul to Take.
All right. Well, you're good, Kerri. You can leave that one off your immediate watch list.
The Fog is pretty incredible Carpenter movie. I love how you get Jamie Lee Curtis and Janet Leigh united before they would do the same thing in Halloween H2O. It's just a really cool movie. The Fog.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
So I hate the On My Soul to Take. I think at that point I was really disappointed. Like that I felt like he just attached his name to the film. It was an absolute pile of crap. But I still don't see The Fog somehow. I really need to see that movie.
It's on Prime
Okay.
and Tubi. You can check it
Yeah,
out.
I
I would
saw
actually
that.
recommend it. If you this is definitely one, Chris, for Halloween season. If you want to legit like turn out the lights and crank up the sound, it's one of those atmospheric movies that I think will get to you. It's really good.
Yeah,
So-
I got my 4K TV set up.
Great atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, do it.
Austin, I got to get my soundbar hooked up, which I will eventually, but
There you
I'll
go.
definitely watch it with my TV.
Do it for sure.
Dude, my 75-inch. Yeah.
Oh man, you're in my camp. You're speaking my language.
I have 75-inch 4K.
75
buddy.
and a soundbar. Yeah, well, that's what I got. Hell yeah, you got to go
Listen,
big.
one from a John Carpenter movie is a great soundtrack, though, or like score. Right?
Yeah.
Great scores. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we're scrolling down to here we go. John Carpenter's The Thing. It got cut off there, but that's The Thing, and The Conjuring. So Juan versus Carpenter here. Yeah. So Jordan, you're up first.
Yeah, for as much as I love the Conjuring, if it was going up against any of these other ones, I'm like, why can't it go up against My Soul to Take or something, you know? but it's got to go up against The Thing, which is like a near perfect movie that I can't find almost any flaws with it, whatsoever. It's just so good.
It's not
And,
S tier, right, Jordan?
Yeah. Well, depends on
Basically.
we're ranking it.
Nope.
I guess if it's pure horror, yes. But if it's not pure horror, then I don't know.
But I just kind of rag you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reference to we did a tier ranker of like for our 100th episode of like all the previous winners of tier ranker, like the top threes. And then Jordan was like, I can't find any flaws about it. A tier.
Yeah, because horror is my first genre. Like
it's a perfect movie.
And action movies and stuff over that. So that's just why. But yeah, it is S tier if we're talking all horror, and it's certainly like one of the best movies in this bracket. So I'm gonna go with The Thing. Yeah.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for The Conjuring, and against other films it might have fared better, but this is The Thing. This is perfection. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. I like to put it in the sci-fi just so I can say it's my favorite sci-fi film because it's just that good and it's so amazing. Even the baby likes The Thing, right? Chad, even the baby likes The Thing.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
Not yet.
Of course.
He will.
He will.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah, I'm not even sad about it. The Thing, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, and Chad. What are you and the baby say?
Yeah, I do. I do love the Conjuring movies, especially the first two. And unfortunately, I've had just a lot of bad luck having to argue against The Thing in Movie Battleground. Fortunately, I won once, and then the other one not so much. The Thing is a hard movie to come up with negative things to say about it because it's just so well done. It is my second favorite John Carpenter film, and it's just a masterpiece.
Yeah. Chris?
This is really hard because I love The Conjuring. I think it's such a good movie, but it's going up against The Thing. It's such a good movie. Mm-hmm. And if I bought the 4K on Amazon, and I just need to bite the bullet and just order it right now, Austin.
Yeah, no, totally. It's worth it. I've seen it. I've seen the 4K sometimes for like $10 or $12. It's definitely
it was like $17 right now.
Yeah. I've seen it as low as that, but yeah, no, The Thing is a masterpiece. Top 3 horror movies of all time for me, easily. I've seen it in a theater twice as well. That's well worth it if you get a chance to go watch it in a theater. It still works. The jump scares still get everybody in the theater. They're great, but they're earned, not cheap ones like the Conjuring movies. I'm not sad to see the Conjuring movies go. I don't love these Conjuring movies. I don't think they're that good. We'll get to another one here in a minute but I mean, if I had to pick one that's decent, I would say the original one, but it just becomes a generic possession movie at the end, just like all these other generic possession movies. So I don't love it. I'm happy to see The Conjuring go. So The Thing.
Well, I almost bought the 4K of The Thing at Walmart the other day. I think it was yesterday. But then I decided, I could probably stream it somewhere. So I bought a video game instead. It was a horror-based one. I bought the remake of Dead Space, so I might be streaming some of that because I love horror-based video games too.
I'm gonna say you could say we could buy the PlayStation 2 game of The Thing, which is a weird, decent little game. All right, so going to George Romero with Creep Show and The Last House on the Left. So early Wes Craven. Alan, you're up first.
All right. Oh God, I knew this was coming. Last House on the Left is a movie that I never ever want to sit through again. But for that reason, it is legit terrifying and horrific and disgusting and awful and grimy, and it feels the closest thing to a snuff film you're ever going to watch. So Creepshow was fun, but I don't want to. But I'm going to go Last House on the Left.
All right. Kerri.
I'm gonna go the opposite way, although for similar reasons as Alan. Last House on the Left. It's one. It's hard to get through. It's one I don't particularly want to sit through again. Creepshow, though, I think it's pretty fun. The segments are great. I love a good anthology horror film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chad.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
Chad.
this is actually an interesting matchup because I do think these are both good. I didn't love Last House on the Left the first time I saw it, but thinking about it is like it's one of the first times that they ever did something like that. So I feel like upon rewatch, I'll probably appreciate it a lot more. But yeah, I'm actually going to go Creepshow here as well for the same reason Kerri was talking about, where it's just a great anthology, collaboration between Romero, Stephen King, and I think it's just pretty great. So I'm going to go Creepshow.
Yeah, Chris.
All right,
Tough.
Chris.
I think I've seen the remake of The Last House on the Left. I don't think I've ever seen the original. But based on those alone, I'm like, they're hard movies to watch. Yeah, they definitely get to the vibe of it, but I just have so much fun with Creepshow. It's a great movie, and dynamite cast in there as well. So I gotta go with that one, easy.
Yeah. Last House on the Left. Yeah, it's another one of those movies. Yeah, you see it once for historical purposes with Wes Craven. You're kind of like, yeah, I never want to watch that again. I take a shower, and that's what I do. But yeah, I love a good horror anthology as well. And yeah, Creepshow is kind of one of the OG great horror anthology movies. Not the first one, obviously. There's a lot of British ones that came out before that, but still a really fun one. And still a good time. So I'll go Creepshow. Jordan.
Yeah. Creepshow is really awesome. I love Creepshow. I've only seen the Last House on the Left, the remake of it, and it's not good. It's just it's just not. But yeah, Creepshow is awesome. Like, it's probably my favorite anthology horror movie that exists. I think it's really, really solid. My favorite segments are probably the one with the crate where they have the crate and creepy things come out of the crate, or the one with Leslie Nielsen at the end where he gets buried in the sand. That one's good too. But and I've been wanting to check out the Creepshow TV series because I've actually heard pretty decent things about that.
It's fun. It's got good old school Tales from the Crypt vibe to it. I like it. It's fun.
Yeah. So I'll have to go check that out. It's got a decent little cast. If you look it up, a lot of like Tobin Bell shows up, Justin Long, Ali Larder, like a lot of people who have been in a lot of horror movies. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna give it to Creepshow. Yeah, pretty easy here.
All right, Creepshow moves on for Romero. Got Eaten Alive. That's Tobe Hooper against Wes Craven and Swamp Thing. So a little lesser known for each of these guys, but we'll get there. Kerri, you seen either one of these, or did she disappear? Okay.
I think she's backstage, maybe.
Okay, you can yell. Maybe you can yell and get her vote, Chad. We'll start with you then.
What are you voting for? She's going Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we can just share a thing. Actually,
I said y'all could just share the screen if you need to. That's why I just talk to each other. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. Are you going to me now?
Yeah. You're next.
Oh, she can't hear actually. But I'll just vote. I haven't seen Eaten Alive. I actually think Swamp Thing was actually kind of cool. One of my favorite lines from the movie is when the kid sees Swamp Thing and he's like, "There goes the neighborhood." I think it's actually kind of fun. So, and I like the Lord, and I like the. Why is there an echo now?
I have no idea. Maybe
Swamp
it's
Thing.
Kerri's computer. I don't know.
Okay, no. We'll figure it out. Chris, we'll go to you.
Between the two, I mean, I like Swamp Thing. I think it's a hell of a lot of fun. It kind of obviously, I don't know if the TV show came first or the movie came first, but I really like both.
I think the movie.
So I'm gonna go with Swamp Thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Eaten Alive here. It's an underseen horror movie from Tobe Hooper. Yeah, it's Robert Englund as well. Early stuff. Yeah, this is right after Texas Chainsaw. I just came to this movie recently because I bought the Arrow Blu-ray of this one, and yeah, it's a good time. It's a guy running a shitty motel and feeding people to a crocodile. What's not to like? So I'll go with Eaten Alive.
Yeah. So I haven't seen either one of these, so just based on what I'm more familiar with, I'd probably go Swamp Thing. And also, Swamp Thing has Ray Weiss in it, and I'm a big fan of his. I would like to shout him out from that TV show Reaper, where he plays the devil, and he's awesome at that. He's awesome wherever he pops up. So yeah, I'll go Swamp Thing. Alan, what do you say?
Yeah, Eaten Alive is fun, but it's the less fun Lake Placid. It's alright. That's got some cool atmosphere and some crazy Hooper stuff. But Swamp Thing's awesome, so let's go Swamp Thing.
Okay, Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Move on. All right, I'll go down to The Serpent and the Rainbow for Wes Craven, and Christine, John Carpenter. Chad will be up first on this one. And if you guys want to throw your vote at the same time together because you're on screen together, that's perfectly fine. Like, because you're all next to each other anyway. So I'll just say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kerri, do you want to go first then? Yeah. So I think I know where Alan might be going because I actually argued against Christine because of him. Yeah, I actually really do like Christine. I like the book a lot more though, because the book I think is really incredible. But I do think Carpenter did really actually kind of nail a lot of what made the book really good, and he did like a lot of really cool stuff with the car and stuff like that. So yeah, Christine is pretty great, and I just haven't seen The Serpent and the Rainbow, so I'll go Christine.
Did Kerri vote for Christine? It was kind of hard to hear her in the background.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, gotcha. I just checking. Chris?
Yeah.
So I've never seen The Serpent and the Rainbow, but I actually really like Christine. They did a good job with the book.
Okay. Yeah, I might show a little love to The Serpent and the Rainbow. Yeah, it's another underseen Craven. But yeah, Bill Pullman's great, and yeah, it involves like voodoo zombies. It's got a cool little premise and a setup. And I like Christine. I'm not to the point where I love Christine. I missed a chance. They showed it again in theaters recently for the 40th anniversary, and I didn't get a chance to go see it. I tried to, it just didn't work out with my schedule, so I would have. But I'll give it another chance. I give it a chance every couple of years. I do like the score. As well, but I'll show a little of The Serpent and the Rainbow because I kind of know where it's going to go. Jordan?
Yeah, so I watched Christine for the first time for this. I'd seen like bits and pieces on TV or something, but I just sat down and watched it all the way through. And man, this movie was freaking great. This movie was awesome, and I just love the like slow turn that Keith Gordon's character has in the movie. Just like slowly, just like becomes obsessed with this car as the car slowly kind of like pulls him in, and like it's like sort of has like in a way like some a type of like control in a way over him, sort of like that's the best way I can put it. But and yeah, it just like some crazy thing. It was really cool. Like when the car gets beat up, but all the bullies are able to just fix itself, so then it can just go on these rampages and then become like a brand new car essentially. And yeah, like I think that's really, really fun. And I have not seen what's it called, The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Serpent and the Rainbow, yeah.
I've never seen it, but I mean, yeah, Bill Pullman with zombies and voodoos. It sounds intriguing. I mean, I'll check it out, but yeah, I'll go with Christine.
Yeah, Alan.
But Alan?
Against a lot of other movies, I would have gone with Serpent and the Rainbow because I really love it. But Christine is my one, baby. That is my film. Every time any car I have has a nick or a scratch on it, I'll stand in front of it for a brief moment and go, show me, and hope it does. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it is, I think it's such an amazing story about hubris, about lost love in a weird kind of way, about obsession. It's just so brilliantly made. It's my favorite Carpenter film, hands down. So yeah, Christine.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
It has an amazing score too. Like, I'll shout out.
Yeah, the
that.
score's good. All right, so we got Scream 3 and Monkey Shines with George Romero. Uh-oh, Alan's freaking out. He loves one of these. Chris. We'll get to him in a second. Chris, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Monkey Shines. I remember that movie scaring the shit out of me as a kid. Like, holy hell. Like, yeah, especially some of like the car accidents it causes and just all the shit that this damn monkey does. Like, and I remember seeing one of those things like in a in that thrift store or something like that, or an antique place, and I was like, God, nope, stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Monkey Shines.
Yeah. I'm awesome.
Yeah, I have some love for Monkey Shines. This is one that eluded me for a long time, but you always remembered that cover, like going through the Blockbuster or whatever, with that creepy ass monkey. And then once I got to it, I did enjoy it for what it was. But man, I'm a Scream 3 defender till the day I die. I love Scream 3. I think it's super entertaining. Chad knows that, and I'm one of those guys who has it up there as one of my favorites. So I dig me some Scream 3. I'll go Scream 3. Jordan.
Yeah, so I've never seen Monkey Shines, but I want to because I remember seeing that poster there as a kid and being like really freaked out. I want to watch that one. No, thank you. I'm good. But Scream 3, like they're kind of one of the like lesser favorites for me, but it's still good. I like kind of like the like twist with the whole stab, like with they're really like getting super meta with that, and then I don't always buy like who the killer ends up being, but I mean it's fine. I mean they're trying something different, and it's at least still fun. Like he doesn't ruin the movie, just kind of like I just don't totally buy into it, but it's still a Scream movie, and it's fun like the rest of the way through. So yeah, I'll go with Scream 3.
Alan,
what do you say?
I love Scream 3 too. I really like the first 3 Scream movies a whole lot. I think it's one of the perfect trilogies, but Monkey Shines needs some love. I love it. I am deathly afraid of any monkey because of this movie, and it just, oh God, even toy monkeys freak me out. So yeah, Monkey Shines.
Okay.
And also for Scream 3, shout out Jane Silent Bob too. No.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the cameo. But, sure.
Yeah. I had a similar experience to Chris. Like Monkey Shine scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. But I'm still gonna have to give it to Scream 3. That's just Scream, one of my favorite franchises. I still as many faults as there may be with Scream 3, it's so nostalgic for me and I love it.
Yeah. Chad?
Yeah, I actually have never seen Monkey Shines, but they do kind of bring that character back, I think, for Toy Story 3.
It's definitely a shout out to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
they do.
Yep. Fun fact. Scream 3. I'm right there with Austin. I do, and Kerri and everyone else who said they like Scream 3 because I do think Scream 3 is super underrated. I can see why people think it's like one of the lesser ones. Yeah, Roman is a little far-fetched and whatnot, but it really doesn't bother me. It's still really fun. I don't like how they bring in some of the,
come on.
I don't like how they bring in some of like the supernatural aspects with Marine and all that stuff, but they do have some really great like character growth for Sydney and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really great like third entry that's just under like the first 2, I think. So yeah.
All right, sounds good. Scream 3. Move on.
I almost had
all
that
right.
poster on my shirt, almost, but it's close.
So we have a Romero zombie matchup here.
Ooh.
That's the way it came up on the wheel. Got Land of the Dead versus Dawn of the Dead. Here we go. Yeah, could be interesting, but I'm up first. Yeah, it's not as close for me. I do like Land of the Dead. I've come to really appreciate, its commentary and it's definitely the best of the modern Romero zombie movies. Good cast, kind of good setup. We got another Dennis Hopper, but I love Dawn of the Dead. One of my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. I've watched it over and over again. I dig this movie, and yeah, it's perfect for me. So I'm gonna go Dawn of the Dead. Jordan?
Yeah. This one, I mean, I haven't seen Land of the Dead, but I have seen the original Dawn of the Dead. It's good. I mean, I think some of the effects and stuff are kind of cheesy to me. I mean, like, I understand maybe he was going for like a certain aesthetic where they looked all white and like that kind of thing, but it just, I don't know, kind of took me out of it a little bit, but not totally. I mean, besides that though, like, still a good movie. It's still them just being like held up in the mall and like using all the resources that they have. And then when they escape, there's some pretty brutal stuff too. So yeah, I'll go with Dawn of the Dead. Alan?
I'm not going to be popular with this one. I like Land more, way more. Night and Day are my favorites, period, especially zombie films. But Dawn always just seemed a little too corny on rewatches, and there's too much goofiness in it, and the zombies just don't look good. So I'm going to, in my Romero picks, it's always Night, Day, Land, Dawn. So I'm going Land.
All right, Kerri.
All right, Kerri.
I'm going Dawn of the Dead here. For me, this movie actually just gets better each time I watch it. But maybe that's because I'm at the moment I'm pretty into stuff that's a little goofy and over the top. But yeah, going Dawn of the Dead here.
Yeah.
All right, Chad.
Chad.
Yeah, like I've been saying, I love the original Dead trilogy from Romero. And Dawn of the Dead, I recently gained like an even bigger appreciation for it. Kerri and I just started watching Land. We haven't finished it, so I don't really know how I feel about that one, but I just don't see it beating Dawn for me. I just love how they get like it's really a slow movie a lot of the times, which I think is really cool because it's like, what else are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and be bored and wait out this thing while you try to figure out what the hell's going on. And yeah, it does get silly sometimes with like the pies, but I don't really think that's like overarching tone for the movie. You know, I think it does get really creepy and stuff a lot of the times. And yeah, I just think the effects and the setting and just everything works. And I also love how with Damien Albarn, Gorillaz has just sampled like almost every Dead film. So I just think that's also really incredible when you hear the score and then you're like, wait, that's Gorillaz. And it's like, no, wait, Gorillaz took it from Dawn of the Dead. So it's really cool. And then of course you get Shaun of the Dead because of that too. And I love Shaun of the Dead. So
well, Shaun of the Dead opens with the score from Dawn of the Dead. Universal logo. Yeah, the wow, like the little kind of the little wonky thing at the beginning. That's OG Dawn of the Dead score. That Edgar Wright's a big fan of that movie. But yeah, Chris.
So I think I remember liking Dawn. I think I remember liking A Land of the Dead, but I don't think I loved it. It has been a while since I've seen Dawn of the Dead, but I do remember having a hell of a lot of fun with it. I liked it. It kind of doesn't take itself so seriously. And the idea of these zombies still shopping or trying to shop, which is freaking awesome. Yeah, it's just a hell of a lot of fun. So I'm going to go with Dawn of the Dead for sure.
Yeah. All right. Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, we're almost down this side. We got Village of the Damned for John Carpenter and The Conjuring 2. So, Jordan.
Ooh, that's a cool Conjuring 2 poster. But
yeah, right? I figured you might like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of The Conjuring 2. I like it even better than the first one. And I haven't seen Village of the Damned. That, like, on paper, it it sounds like a movie I would like, but it was really low rated when I looked at some reviews and stuff. So I just didn't like jump to watching it. But yeah, The Conjuring 2, I just really like all the things that they're going for. They're adding a lot of elements, but into it. But I think that it works. Like they're I wish they would make the Crooked Man movie maybe and like stop messing around with the nun stuff. But yeah, and or even like the thing with the old man in the rocking chair, like that's good stuff. And even like the cinematography, and then it even has like a sweet moment at the end with the like dance or like dance to some Elvis. I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And so yeah, just after everything that they've been through, it kind of works. So I'll go with The Conjuring 2. I haven't seen Village of the Damned. So
wow,
Alan.
Yeah, Village of the Damned. I love the idea of it, but it just doesn't do it for me. And Conjuring 2 is one of those where I enjoyed the sequel more than the first one. So yeah, we're going Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
all right.
Kerri.
Yeah, I haven't seen Carpenter's version of Village of the Damned. Conjuring 2. Conjuring's not my favorite franchise, but I do think Conjuring 2 has some really great shots and some good scares. So going with that.
Yeah. Chad.
Yeah, Austin. I also really like The Conjuring 2 more than the first one. No, we're gonna get to his opinions in a second. Village of the Damned. I haven't seen the remake, but the original is a really cool movie with a really cool concept. And I've heard the remake isn't that good. But I really love The Conjuring 2. I love all the practical effects it uses. I think Jordan was saying about like the old man in the chair, the crooked man, just all that stuff really works. And I think I really actually do love how they get into the story between Ed and Lorraine and their relationship, and they really build that up. So yeah, I don't know. I really dig the first two Conjurings, and I like The Conjuring 2 more. I also like how they set it in England. For some reason, that aesthetic and like the British ghost or whatever is just creepier to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I love how they just go bigger with it. So yeah, Conjuring 2 for sure.
Well, Chris, what do you say?
I have not seen The Village of the Damned, but I gotta give some love to Conjuring 2. I love this series, and yeah, Conjuring 2. I think I like you kind of said, set in England, and just the scares. I love to get to see the relationship between Ed and Lorraine. That whole thing works for me, and just when it gets scary, it gets scary. It kind of grabs you by the throat and chokes you to death with it, and I'm okay with that. But it scares the shit out of me. So I'm gonna go with Conjuring 2.
Also, Patrick Wilson singing Elvis is amazing.
Oh, Patrick Wilson's
Yep,
God.
exactly.
Okay, Patrick
Good
Wilson's
stuff.
a god to man. Okay, he's an amazing horror person. He could do horror movies my whole life, and I'd watch every one of them.
Yeah. He's great in Insidious. But Austin.
Yeah, no, Chad's gotten a lot of my horror opinions out with the horror brackets he's been doing on his channel. And I'm sure he'll plug those at the end. So he's gotten a lot of sneak previews of my stuff. He has me on because I have hot takes occasionally, and mine is that I hate The Conjuring 2. I can't stand this fucking movie. I think this movie is way too long and overstuffed with a bunch of shit. This movie goes on forever. It just goes on and on and on, and it just doesn't end. There's 100 subplots, 10 ghosts and monsters all over the goddamn place. What the fuck? Like, stick to one. You should just stick to the Crooked Man. That was the coolest one. And instead, we're doing 50 other things. Like, I can't stand this movie. I know I'm in the minority, but whatever. I don't like The Conjuring 2. So Village of the Damned gets my vote. And that's a mediocre horror movie at best. So, but yeah. There we go.
Well,
all right,
on your own island, Austin.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes is up next. So, Alan, you are up first.
Yay! Baby! The true king is here. The true king has arrived. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the greatest horror film of all time. It is perfect. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's not that bloody, but it's crazy. The family, the dinner scene. My God, the way Sally's just screaming and losing her mind, and you're losing your mind right along with her. It is absolute perfection. I love this movie. That's it. That's all. There we go. We're done.
That's
There you go. Nice.
Kerri.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Texas Chainsaw Massacre here as well. Hills Have Eyes is a good movie, but Texas Chainsaw is just on another level.
Yeah. Chad?
Yeah, I think Texas Chainsaw is definitely one of the classics. It's actually not like one of my favorites, though. I think I have to watch it another time to actually really grow an appreciation for it. It's not like on the same level as like a Halloween or anything like that for me. So, but I do understand why people do like it quite a bit, and I do think it's fantastic. And I like The Hills Have Eyes, but I don't love it like either. I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre is just more of like an influential film than Hills Have Eyes is. So I'm gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre here.
Yeah. Chris.
So I will say this: I'm also kind of in the same camp as you. It's not necessarily my favorite movie, but at the same time, when I was a spirit of Halloween, I put on a leather face mask and I picked up the fake axe, kind of like how he does, and I ended up doing a really stupid, silly skit as a Leatherface, asking what your favorite pizza is, and if you say that it's sardines, he kills you. Yeah.
Okay.
Stupid as hell, but it's fun. You know what? God, but you know what? For that reason, I guess I'm going to give it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, let's fucking go Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've defended this movie. I think it's brilliant. It's perfection. It's great. It's calculated. Every move this movie makes is a master. It's Tobe Hooper's masterpiece to this day. Some of the best sound design you'll ever hear. Man, if you ever get a chance to see this in a theater, go see it in a theater because the chainsaw sound is what makes it. And yeah, I think this movie's damn near perfect, and it's one of my favorite horror movies as well. So let's go Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys pretty much know my thoughts. I'm not a fan of the original Texas Chainsaw, just because it just doesn't do anything for me. Just seems like a stupid premise to me. Just like a bunch of hippies or car breaks down in the middle of nowhere. Guy comes out and drags them away, and they all get killed or something. It's just like doesn't really do anything, and I don't really find anything interesting or like that, like mind blowing or like anything that a lot of other people do. But to each their own, because like I understand like Alan, it's your favorite horror movie of all time. Like I totally get it. I mean, but it's not even one of those ones where like if I rewatched it, that'd probably learn to like it or like it would grow on me. It just probably won't. It's just not for me. So yeah, but I'll watch other Texas Chainsaw Massacres and I'll enjoy those a little more probably. So yeah, I gotta go with The Hills Have Eyes. I think that it's fun. I think it's a really cool concept that they came up with, and like the whole like town where they live in is really, really creepy in the way that when the car breaks down in there. And they have to figure out like where to go.
You do realize these have almost the same premise, right, Jordan? The car breaks down in the middle of nowhere and they encounter weird fucking back.
Yeah, but
it's the same concept. It's the same.
Pretty much.
But no, because they're encountering
it is.
like a weird like race of like people versus like just
it's an inbred family, just like Texas Chainsaw. It's the same thing.
I mean, I guess you could say it's an inbred family, yeah. But even still, like I just like the way it's done with The Hills Have Eyes better. So
I know what a stupid premise for a movie.
Because they have a whole village and they have a whole
no, just kidding. I don't know. Just kidding. No, Texas Chainsaw. Come on, thanks. All right, and that's it, guys. So we are ready to find a winner here. So that means it is time for speed round.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
All right, so this is what we do. It's time to go speed round and find a finish here, and let's see which director takes the title of Master of Horror on this one. So let me scroll back here. Give me just a second to get it back to where we started here.
we just asked everyone to keep their thoughts and content about 10 seconds or less, something like that. If you have
basically,
fine, but
basically, it's basically votes only for the most part. That's what we're going.
Unless you want to be here all night, so
no. That's why we go speed round, because now we got our thoughts on the way. We can turn up the heat. All right, so here we go. And the Elite Eight, when we get to them, will be in our poll for this one. So, and we'll include the director in the poll as well, kind of next to the movie. So we'll see who takes it. Let's see who gets the most into the Elite Eight. Got the Funhouse versus Scream. We start with Kerri.
Scream here.
Actually, do you want to save some time? Is anybody not going Scream?
No.
Okay, cool.
Scream.
All right,
Scream.
All right, so we'll move on Scream, and we'll save actually some time. We'll come back to you, Kerri, again. You go first. I just figured that moment might be overwhelming, so it's fine. Gremlins and Mouth of Madness. Kerri, we'll start with you this time, actually. So, yeah.
Gremlins.
Gremlins, okay. Chad.
Yep, classic Gremlins.
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 Yeah, I'll go Gremlins as well. Jordan.
Yep, I'll go Gremlins.
All right, and Alan.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. All right, clean sweep for the Gremlins. Next matchup will be a little trickier. We'll get there. Halloween versus New Nightmare. All right, see where we go with this one. Yeah, it's a tough match. Chad.
Halloween's one of my favorite films. Halloween.
Chris.
Halloween's a masterpiece. Absolute Halloween.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it to maybe win this whole thing. Halloween. Let's go. Jordan.
Yeah, when you go back and you like watch it and kind of analyze the original, it's a near masterpiece. There's some really cool stuff if you really pay close attention. So Halloween.
Alan.
Halloween, baby, Halloween.
All right, and Kerri. Oh, she's away, but I'm assuming she's going to vote for Halloween.
We couldn't hear you.
We couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm assuming you're going to vote for Halloween.
You're muted again.
Gotcha. Yeah, your phone was muted, so it's
That's
okay.
coming through my head earphones.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's why it was hard to hear. I got you.
Yeah,
you're good. Dead Zone and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Chris.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I'll also go Nightmare.
And I will also go Nightmare on Elm Street. Alan.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Nightmare as well.
Nightmare and Chad.
Nightmare all the way.
All right. Nightmare.
Game of Nightmare on my street.
Gremlins 2 and People Under the Stairs. I'm gonna go Gremlins 2. Jordan.
I'll go Gremlins 2.
Alan.
Gremlins La Lima means dose 2.
Yeah. Kerri.
Gremlins 2.
Okay.
Chad.
I did want to throw in that line from People Under the Stairs I forgot to say is, your father's one sick mother. You know, come to think about it, your mother's one sick mother too. But no, I'll also go Gremlins too.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris.
Gremlins 2.
All right. Gremlins 2 moving on for Dante.
Might get a Gremlins matchup, maybe.
We'll see. The Howling and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Jordan.
See, now here's a Texas Chainsaw that I like, so I'll vote Texas Chainsaw 2.
He's that weirdo, Alan, who likes the second one more than the first one.
Yes, he is that weirdo. I'm going the Howling. I'm going Howling.
All right. Kerri.
The Howling.
The Howling. Chad.
Yeah, the Howling. Easy. Yeah.
Chris.
Chris.
Only because I prefer Werewolf. The other one. Probably better with the transformation and everything else. I'm going to go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, Werewolf in London, yeah.
Yeah, Werewolf in London. I love that transformation better. I love the way that's done and everything else better. Yeah.
All right. And I was going to go Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, so I will make it a tie, and we'll go to Chad as the next tiebreaker.
Ooh.
I'll go Howling.
Howling. Okay, so Dante. Might get a Dante matchup, I believe, coming up later.
Yeah.
Scream 2 and Life Force. Alan?
I'm going to go Scream 2.
All right. Kerri?
Scream 2.
Okay, Chad.
One of my favorite movies, Scream 2.
All right, Chris.
Scream 2.
Yeah, I'll go Scream 2. Jordan?
It's my second favorite in the franchise, Scream 2.
All right, Scream 2, Invaders from Mars, and Scream 4. Could get a Scream matchup here.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. Kerri.
Scream 4.
All right. Chad.
Scream 4.
Okay. Chris.
Scream 4.
Invaders from Mars.
I'll go Scream 4. Alan?
And I'm going Invaders from Mars.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, let's squeak through. So we'll have some interesting matchups here. Going over to the other side in a few minutes. All right. Let's go to the other
some of
side.
those matchups coming up.
And get down to the Sweet 16 on this side. Come on, baby. There you go. All right. So the first one on this side will be Night of the Living Dead and The Brood. Chad will be at first.
Easy, Night of the Living Dead.
All right, Chris.
Night of the Living Dead.
Living Dead. I'll also go Night of the Living Dead.
And I'll go Night of the Living Dead. Alan?
Night of the Living Dead coming to get ya.
All right. And Kerri.
Coming to get you,
Clean
Barbara.
sweep. Night of the Living Dead.
Clean sweep for the classic. All right. There you go. All right. Got James Wan and Saw versus Red Eye. This could be a tricky one. We'll see. Chris.
Oh my God, this is Saw.
Yeah, for the love of the franchise, I'll go Saw. Jordan.
And I would go with Red Eye.
All right. Alan.
I'm going Saw.
Saw. Kerri.
Saw.
Saw. Chad.
Saw.
All right. Saw is going to take out Red Eye. All right. So James Wan getting in there with the movie. We've got The Fly and Day of the Dead. Oh boy. All right. This is a close one, but I watched The Fly a little bit more, although I love Day of the Dead. Jordan.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty easily The Fly for me.
Alan.
Oh God, this is killing my soul. But we got Night in there, so I'm gonna go Fly.
All right. Kerri.
The Fly.
The Fly. Chad.
I gotta go with the one I love more, Day of the Dead.
Ooh, okay.
Good for you, Chad. Good for you.
Yes. Go with your heart.
Yeah, Chris.
I also like Day of the Dead better, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Wow, Alan, if you had gone Day of the Dead, you could have tied it up, actually. That
Oh, wow.
But The Fly is going to take this one. Okay, would have been close. All right. All right, Malignant and The Fog. Jordan.
Ooh, man. Yeah, actually really dug The Fog, but I got to go with my boy James Wan. I got to go with Malignant.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, let's go Malignant.
Malignant. Okay, Kerri.
The Fog.
The Fog. Chad.
Malignant's fun as hell. Malignant.
Chris.
Malignant. James Wan is a god.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would have gone The Fog, actually, but Malignant will move on to the next round. So Juan getting another one in with a lesser, smaller filmography, but he's scooting in there with a couple of these. So there you go. Got The Thing and Creep Show. Alan.
The Thing. This ain't even a contest.
Yeah.
All right, Kerri.
The Thing.
The Thing. Chad.
It's like The Thing.
Okay. Chris.
The Thing. No, I'm gonna go Creep Show. Definitely The Thing.
All right. Yeah. Much love to Creep Show. I love you, but The Thing. Jordan.
Yeah, I'll vote for The Thing, but I want to go watch some anthology stuff. So I'll probably go rewatch Creep Show, and I want to go check out the new season of Black Mirror that was out not too long ago. So.
Yeah, but if you want to put on some breathing stuff, put on the Creep Show TV show. It's a lot of fun. It's
one of the greatest
anthologies
ever made.
Yeah, just put that on the background. I think you'll have fun with it. All right, so the thing moves on.
What is that?
So another Thing movie, Swamp Thing and Christine.
Okay.
Kerri.
Sorry, Christine.
Christine. Chad.
Christine.
All right, Chris.
Christine.
I'll also go Christine. Jordan.
Yeah, I'll go Christine.
And Alan. I know you love
Christine,
it.
baby. Yeah, Christine.
All right, sweet for Christine. Okay. All right, Scream 3 and Dawn of the Dead. Chad.
Fuck, this is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Dawn of the Dead. Damn it.
Yeah, right. Chris.
So only because I'm probably in a weird take that I think the latest Scream movie is probably my favorite movie outside the first one. I'm gonna go with Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
All right. I'm also gonna go Dawn of the Dead, but I love Scream 3. Jordan.
I'll go Scream 3.
Okay. Alan.
Alan.
I'm gonna go Scream 3.
No.
Okay. Kerri.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. All right, just scoots out. That was a close one though, but Dawn of the Dead scoots through.
Yeah.
Conjuring 2 and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Chris.
Conjuring 2.
Nah, man. After fucking Conjuring 2 and a half with a chainsaw. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I have made no secret of loving the Conjuring series. Don't act surprised out there, Space.
I'm not acting surprised. I'm just saying, get out of here with the chain. Come on. Anyways,
no,
Jordan.
Conjuring 2 is amazing. Show your mouth.
He's just not a fan of the Conjuring franchise, but
I know.
I'm not a fan of the other one, so I'm going to go Conjuring 2. So,
Alan, back me up here. What do you got? Come on.
Alan, Conjuring 2 is your soul.
Fuck you both gently with a chainsaw. Texas Chainsaw, baby. Let's go.
Kerri.
Texas Chainsaw.
Okay, and Chad.
The Conjuring 2.
Really? Okay, so we have a tie. And
Chad, what? Come on, Chad, I love you, man. What? Are you kidding me?
Better movie.
Oh my god.
He's so
I'm
angry.
just trying to piss people off right now.
And for the tiebreaker, we go to Chris.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
God.
Conjuring 2. Let's
Sorry.
Get
go.
out of here. Jesus Christ.
The Warren
Chad.
got the revenge on Leatherface.
No.
Oh,
Chad, I thought you were my boy.
Yeah,
Alan's
that's
gonna
all
have
I
a hit
care.
put out on me. All the way
Yeah,
out to
Mike,
Hawaii.
Yep,
If you thought my hot takes were bad on the bracket show then,
We're both
we
dead.
can
Nice
get back
knowing
to
you,
now. Oh,
Chad,
God.
Chad, you did have a free place to stay and a free tour guide anytime you came to Oahu Island, but no more. You cannot come.
Oh my
You cannot come here.
God. Oh my god! Because of this one show?
Yeah.
No, you still always got a place at my home, no matter what. But man, you really broke my heart. You really broke my heart.
Yeah.
I thought you were my boy, Blue.
Yeah.
Broke my heart.
Yeah. All right, so the winners of these will go into the Elite 8 poll, so that's what's on the line here. All right, first up, we got Gremlins and Scream. Me, I'm going Gremlins. Alan, or excuse me, Jordan, I'm sorry, Jordan.
I got to go with Scream, baby.
Alan.
Dun, 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 dun. Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Definitely a better score.
Kerri?
Scream.
Scream. Chad?
It's a Scream, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris?
This is actually really tough. I love Gremlins, but I think we already got Gremlins 2 in there, so I'm gonna go with Scream, the very first movie, which is my favorite one of the series. I know I'll never have a place. I'll never have a place to stay there in Hawaii.
No, you still got a place too, but you might have to sleep outside. You get to get the hammock in the backyard.
All right, I'll get the hammock in the backyard.
All right.
And I think if I
love
remember
a good
right,
hammock.
we've got like a championship level matchup here: Halloween versus A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh fuck!
Ooh.
Right off.
So one of these will not even make the poll, which is kind of
Yep.
insane.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh
this is
my
what
God.
happens to tournament fights. Jordan, you got to go first.
No.
Well, one of these is in my 128, and the other is not. So that's gonna go to Halloween.
Alan.
No, Halloween. Oh, Halloween.
Yeah.
Kerri.
Halloween.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
I've argued it's the greatest horror film ever made. It's up there. Halloween.
Chris.
This is hard. I really love Freddy, but I got to give it to Halloween.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it
Awesome.
oddly enough a clean sweep.
Clean
with
sweep.
Howell, which I wouldn't thought I was gonna say. Which I need to
Wow.
note some of these in my notes here on the side to be like, okay, let's see, Conjuring 2 be Texas Chainsaw because of the comments that are coming, and then Halloween over Nightmare before we even got to the poll. So yeah.
Yep.
All right, because I know the comments are coming. All right, Gremlins 2 and the Howling Dante matchup here. Alan.
We going Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2. All right. Kerri.
Gremlins 2.
Okay, Chad.
Gremlins 2.
All right. Chris.
Gremlins 2.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Gremlins 2. Jordan.
Yeah, it's got to be Gremlins 2.
All right, Gremlins 2 into the poll. So a little Dante. All right. And we'll go down to Scream 2 versus Scream 4. A little Scream matchup here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Kerri, you're up first.
Scream 2, Scream 4.
Scream 2, Scream 4.
I really switch between these, which I like better. I'll go with Scream 2.
Scream 2.
Yeah.
Chad.
Love them both, but easily Scream 2.
Yep. Chris.
This is tough because but you know what? I'm gonna go with Scream 2.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go Scream 2. Jordan.
Yeah, I think Scream 2 is quite a bit better. Yeah.
And Alan.
I'm going Scream 4 just because Chad and Chris broke my heart earlier.
Hey, we don't dislike spite votes on tournament fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Kind of encourage it, actually.
Spite votes have happened.
Well,
for
I
sure.
wouldn't say encourage, but
We're
open to it.
We're open to it. Yeah, we say that up front. So, all right. On the other side, we're going to start with Night of the Living Dead and Saw. So Chad will be up first.
Night of the Living Dead, classic.
All right, Chris.
Good job, Chad.
Saw. Absolutely.
We need to get some Romero in here, so I'm going to go Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the classic Night of the Living Dead.
What is this, ASMR from you?
Yeah.
That's yes. It is. Night of the Living Dead, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
This
And
you
Kerri.
subtly
Night of the Living Dead.
seductively to the mic.
Yeah.
All right. Night of the Living Dead. So Romero gets in there with the Dead movie. We got The Fly and Malignant. All right. So
Fudge.
Chris is up first.
Malignant, baby.
The Fly. Jordan.
Man, this is really tough, but I think I got to edge it out this time to Malignant. But ask me tomorrow, it could be a different answer, but I'll go Malignant. Alan.
The Fly. What is going on here? Malignant's great, but The Fly, baby.
Yeah.
Kerri.
The Fly.
And Chad.
I think I'm also a Wan stan because Malignant.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, but the tie goes to me, and I'm putting through The Fly. So,
Yeah, baby.
We
Retribution.
Won through.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people? God.
It was close.
It was close.
I'm not mad about it.
Hey,
The
y'all
Fly's
knocked
awesome.
out Texas Chainsaw. You can't say a damn thing, Chris.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So get out of here
The
with
Fly
that.
probably deserves it.
So
Put some respect on Texas Chainsaw.
Okay.
put some respect on my. All right, so we got a Carpenter matchup here. We got The Thing and Christine, one right after another. So chronologically, also the 82 and 83.
Yep.
I'm gonna go, but I'll go
Wow.
The Thing. Jordan.
Well, I kind of have more fun with Christine, but I think The Thing is the better movie, so I got to go with The Thing. Alan.
I'm going with personal favorite. I mean, Christine. I gotta go, Christine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kerri.
It's understandable.
The Thing.
And Chad.
Not as good as The Nightmare on Elm Street, but The Thing. It's like, no, The Thing's better.
And Chris.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to vote for Christine. I think, kind of agree. I think I have a little more fun with it. I think it's. I mean, The Thing is The Thing. It's incredible. It's a masterpiece. But Christine is one of those like gems. I think it's freaking awesome.
Well, it's got some love, but the Thing is going to move into the Elite Eight. All right, so we're going to have some really tough matchups here coming up in the Elite Eight. This is going to be really tough because it's a really stacked Elite Eight so far. But we got one more to go: Dawn of the Dead for Romero and The Conjuring 2. Which it should be. It should be Dawn of the Dead versus Texas Chainsaw. Just saying. But, but Jordan,
it's not the way the cookie crumbled up. So I got to go with The Conjuring 2. Let's go.
Alan.
No.
Oh, Lord.
You're muted.
Alan, you're muted.
I think
you
he's
muted
trying
on
to unmute
purpose?
it.
Did his earbuds die, maybe?
It might be a bit.
Oh, maybe that's why. You can put it in the private chat, your vote.
Yeah.
But I'm going to Kerri.
We'll come back to Kerri.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dead. Okay. Chad.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead.
And Chris.
The Conjuring.
I'm going Dawn of the Dead, so we kind of need Alan's vote.
Yeah,
there, buddy.
we do.
Like I know where he's gonna go, anyways. He doesn't go
Well,
to Conjuring 2. No way.
You never know. I mean, I feel like it could go either way.
I think his earbuds died.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I can't hear anymore.
Okay. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We heard you for a second.
All right. Do we need to come back to this matchup so we can get
come
his
back to
vote?
it.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know where he's going to go, but I want to be sure. I'm not totally positive.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Alan, if you can hook something else up, let us know, buddy, because we need your votes. We'll come back to
Or
this.
just type it in the private.
Type it in the private chat if you can hear us. I don't think you can hear us. I'm going to type it in the private chat so you can see
It
it.
might also be on his phone, which is...
Oh, maybe that's it. He can't hear us. we're all telling him what to do, and he can't hear us.
Okay. All right. So we'll come back to it. Come back to that.
Yeah.
All right. So going into the final four here, we're going to start with Scream. Let me scroll out here just a second so we can see. Scream versus Halloween. It's a big one. All right. And oddly enough, Alan was first on this one as well, so we'll have to go back to him. But let us know when you can hear us, buddy. Kerri.
Halloween.
Halloween. All right. Chad.
Halloween influenced Scream, but Scream was my first love, so Scream.
Okay. He said he might be done, unfortunately. Uh-oh, he might be out.
Okay.
God, this is really tough for me.
All right.
Like, I love both these movies, and I'm wearing a freaking Halloween T-shirt. God, this is not fair. But it's Scream.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have a lot of Scream movies in this that have kind of moved forward. But God,
what are you wearing a shirt of, Chris?
You know what? Let's go Halloween.
Alan, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
I got all bust up.
All right, cool.
All right. You want to vote on this one real quick?
It's all
It's
good.
Halloween and Scream.
Halloween and Scream. Halloween.
Okay. I think Jordan's last vote.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of love for Scream. I got the shirt on, but like objectively, Halloween might be the greatest horror movie ever made. So I got to go.
Probably is.
All right, Halloween. And Alan, now that you're back, we kind of needed your vote on this other one over here.
Okay.
It was Dawn of the Dead and Conjuring 2. What are you voting for?
Dawn of the Dead for spite.
Oh, okay.
All right, Dawn of the Dead gets in there. All right.
Revenge.
Good for you, Alan. I appreciate that. All right. I figured that's where you're going to go, but I wanted to be sure. I didn't want to assume.
Yeah.
Wow, so
Appreciate
no
you,
James
Ped.
Wan made it through that.
Yeah. So, no James Wan in the Elite Eight. He
I
got
know, my boy is out. Gosh.
He's out. All right, yeah. So our next matchup going into the final four, a sequel matchup here: Gremlins 2, and Scream 2. Kerri.
This is really tough. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Scream 2.
All right, Chad.
It's not tough for me. Scream 2.
Okay, Chris.
Scream 2.
I'm gonna go Gremlins 2. Jordan.
And I think I'll also go Gremlins 2. I mean, I've had more love for the Scream franchise for longer, but when I went back and rewatched Gremlins 2, that movie really like blew me away. Like I forgot how good that is. So yeah, Gremlins 2.
All right, Alan.
Gremlins 2, baby.
Okay, so we have another tie, and this time we're up to the top with Jordan.
Well, do we have another Scream movie here? I don't think we do. But,
I don't think we do.
But even so, I got to give it to Gremlins 2. Let's go.
Wow,
And I would
Gremlins
have
2 with
switched my
the
vote
upset.
actually and voted for Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
All
tough.
right.
But I would have.
All right, so Scream 2 gets upset there. Okay. All right, over to the other side, Night of the Living Dead and The Fly. Chad.
Night of the Living Dead.
Okay. Chris.
Night of the Living Dead.
The Fly. Jordan.
It's got to be The Fly for me.
Alan.
Night of the Living Dead. Gotta go Night.
Okay.
Ooh, all right.
Kerri, it's close.
Night of the Living Dead.
Wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
man.
There you go. Maybe an upset there. So there you go. Night of the Living Dead. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
there's so many fans of that movie because I just watched it for the first time. I didn't know like where people like.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we got a set of
their,
bangers here in this Elite Eight. So I mean, it's something. So
Yeah.
all right. Got The Thing and Dawn of the Dead. Chris.
Let's go The Thing.
Man, The Thing's awesome, but it's like I almost want to vote for Dawn just because it never gets voted for a lot. This is the closest I've ever got it into like almost a championship. So I'm gonna go Dawn of the Dead. It's also in my Jordan knows it's in my top like 32 horror movies. He knows I love those movies. So yeah, so it's not like I'm voting for something I don't like. Jordan.
Well, The Thing, I can't remember if it's in my 128. I have to double check that. But if it's not in my 128, it's just outside. So I'll go with The Thing.
All right, Alan.
Alan.
I'm going The Thing.
Kerri.
Kerri.
The Thing.
Okay, and Chad.
Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, so a little bit of love for Dawn, but The Thing will move into the final four. All right, so here we
final
go.
four. Here we go.
Final four. All right, here we go. Going into the finals, we got Halloween and Gremlins 2 as the dark horse hanging in there.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so interesting. I like it, but I'm up first. I'm gonna go Halloween. I'm kind of pulling for it to win the whole thing. We'll see. Jordan.
Yeah, for as much as I love Gremlins 2, like I just kind of like it blew me away on a rewatch. But I mean, like I've known Halloween it is like one of the best horror movies ever made for like most of my life. So I'll go with Halloween.
Except for when it's
Alan, yeah. But Alan.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Gremlins 2 and how well it did, but we got to go Halloween.
Yeah.
All right. Kerri.
Halloween.
Okay. Chad.
Halloween.
And Chris.
Halloween.
All right, clean sweep for Halloween into the final. Gremlins 2 will have another chance. Again, we're doing a horror comedy tournament in 2 weeks, and I think it'll have a good shot there as well. So we'll see. I'll be pulling for that one. But over on the other side, Night of the Living Dead and The Thing. Jordan.
This one's easy. The Thing. Yeah.
The Thing. Alan.
I gotta go Night.
Night. All right, Kerri.
The Thing.
Chad.
Night of the Living Dead.
Chris.
This is actually a lot. You know what? God. Just because I know it's so ridiculous, but it's kind of established everything else. I feel like we know about zombies as a whole. Like, I'm gonna go with Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, and I'm
never
gonna
thought I'd say that.
I'm
by
gonna
the
go
way,
I'm gonna go The Thing, but Alan's gonna be very happy because he has the tiebreaker. So what are you gonna go with, Alan?
We got to go Nights. Come on now.
All right.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Night of the Living Dead made it all the way.
All right.
The end of this.
I didn't think it was gonna make it like that far because sometimes it doesn't get a whole lot of love. But yeah, there we go. So we got two classics here, 60s and 70s. Carpenter. So Carpenter versus Romero here. Halloween versus Night of the Living Dead. Alan, you start us off on this one all the way again at the bottom.
I'm going with Night of the Living Dead, man. It's established so much. I mean, I love Halloween. Halloween's brilliant, but Night of the Living Dead.
All right, Kerri, what do you got?
Halloween.
Chad.
Probably one of the greatest horror films ever made. John Carpenter's Halloween.
All right, Chris.
I actually really like Night of the Living Dead. I realize, I don't necessarily think it's the cheesiest film in the world, so you're right, man. But it's fucking Halloween. I can't vote my conscience and do that, so it's Halloween.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that it made it this far. I got to admit it's a good movie.
I'm also happy Romero made it this far because I love Romero with my Dawn love. But I got to go Halloween here.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and like pretty easily, I gotta go with Halloween.
Halloween takes the Masters of Horror tournament. There you go.
That's appropriate.
That's appropriate. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny just for anybody watching. Halloween has showed up in a lot of tournaments on people's, top 64s, the top 128s, things like that. It has made some polls. It has never won. I can finally reveal that. Halloween has never won a tournament until today. So we have a first-time winner with Halloween. Finally get us to, and it's appropriate. We're kicking off the Halloween season, and we kick off the horror series with Halloween winning a tournament. I think
I probably just screamed really loud.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
Right. Halloween, yeah.
All right, there we go. So Halloween taking the first horror tournament, Jordan, of the season, and kind of appropriate enough because it's a great movie. So John Carpenter officially takes our Masters of Horror tournament tonight, and he is a master of horror. So I think it's appropriate.
Means on our next horror episode, I got to wear my half and half Mike Myers and Michael Myers shirt that I have. So
that's right.
I'll do that. Yeah, but
right.
Yeah, this was fun, guys. Fun talking about some of the great horror directors of our time, or even before our time. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that will do it. Though we'll just do some quick plugs.
Yeah, we almost had Carpenter versus Carpenter there with The Thing and Halloween in the finals. Very, very close.
Almost, yeah,
almost. Close. That would have been a tough, like, oh my God, splitting hairs type of thing. But yes, all right. So all right, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. We'll go to Alan first since you're at the bottom of the ladder. Well, you can tell us where we can find you, or what do you have going on? All that stuff.
You could find me, every night in October watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Truth. But that's all right. It was a good battle for all these films, a lot of classics. It was hard to choose just one, but yes, Carpenter's Halloween is one of the best, I guess, the master of all of these. You could find me all around these things. It was an honor being here, so I really appreciate you guys including me. It was a lot of fun. Love all you all, and go check out Costello and Alan review stuff. It's on the YouTubes.
All right, awesome, sounds good. We'll do that. And Chad and Kerri, I guess you can kind of dual plug whatever you have going on.
Yeah, I'll plug it.
Kerri's doing dishes, but yeah, like
Sure.
How many dishes do y'all have to do?
A lot of dishes, but
a lot of dishes. Okay.
No, but I wanted to. I'm sorry, I wanted to read something. I wanted to offer my sincere apologies to Mr. Alan Shepard. I did Texas Chainsaw dirty this time. No, but I'll plug some of my shit.
I thought Chad was going to read his monologue he did for the greatest horror movie exhibition thing on Battleground and how it's the greatest horror movie. His little essay he wrote for that one.
It's up there. Maybe. No, but I'll plug my shit. Check out Chadwick Webb, my channel where we rank things, a lot of things. Austin's been on there. Alan's going to be on there soon. We're going to be doing some Wes Anderson. And we've been reviewing stuff and just trying to mix it up a little bit. Me and Tato are going to react to Good Burger 2 at some point when that comes out, because that's going to be a lot of fun. But check out the Nerd Entertainment Network, where myself, my wife Kerri, and my buddy Hunter, we all talk horror all the time over on Welcome to Primetime. We talk Buffy. We've been doing a lot of brackets, and we're going to get into the 80s soon. We've been slacking a little bit. We got to schedule that, and Austin most likely going to be on that as long as schedule permits. And check out the Dill Pickle Movie Network, where I have a show called Picture This, and we just basically we're going to watch like every Best Picture nominee known to man. He's got a lot of other great shows on there that I'm a part of a bunch of them, and doing a big MCU tournament and stuff like that for trivia. So check out that channel. Just check out my letterbox, Chadwick Webb, and Clear Eyes Full Heart Reviews.wordpress.com is the blog that I sometimes post reviews on. But yep, thank you. This was fun, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I was this close to signing up for the MCU tournament, but I got my ass handed to me in the Lights Out MCU one. And I'm like, I'll just watch. I'll just make sure I tune in. So yeah. but Chris, where can we find you? What do you have going on?
Well, so I know that I have some of my stuff. You can find me all across Movie Hero Network as a Casablanca Kid. You can find me on Twitter with the handle writer_84. You can find me on TikTok, where I've kind of like grouped in with a bunch of people that talk movies and like movie collecting, physical media. It's pretty freaking awesome. But cool. I have one whole skit series on there called Reynolds Wild West Wonder, where I play a man from the Wild West who finds a device which starts recording him. He isn't totally sure where it's from. There's all kinds of wackiness that comes along with it. We completed season 1, 17 episodes. I'm pretty hella proud of it. I know I'm also on Instagram as well. I'm kind of all over the interwebs. But I'm hoping, of course, now that I have my whole setup here, the internet and stuff in my place, that I can be on more of these.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. Man. Yeah. Just whenever you're free, just let us know. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah, but cool. Well, Austin, what do you have going on?
We get tomorrow night. You can find me in the theater watching the 20th anniversary of House of 1,000 Corpses. I'm excited about that, so I'll be watching that.
Oh yeah.
But as far as the rest of this week on actual shows, we got Lonely Marks, our wrestling show Thursday night. You can always check us out there. A podcast about movies will return on Saturday. Most of the Lonely Marks will be there. We'll be doing a horror draft, so we'll be just drafting horror movies in general, about 30 a piece, since it's everything. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun to see where. There you go, Chad. I'll be part of the rest of these horror tournaments and whatnot throughout the month, and I'll be doing some other trivia shows and stuff. Just keep an eye on the Shepard Friends and Family group. I'll plug a lot of them over there, so check that out.
Yeah, and you can find all things for the Movie Hero Network at Movie Hero 2121 on X and Instagram. You can find me on my personal social media that I probably even post a little more to. That's Jordan83616. And then you can find us in the Schmodown Friends and Family group over on Facebook. We're keeping the legacy of the Schmodown alive over there. So if you have any projects that you're doing, you have your own YouTube channel, anything you want to promote, you can promote over in that group to your heart's content. We'll share it out. We'll tell people to subscribe. We'll support you. We're just like a big family over there. And then hopefully sometime in the next few days, I want to put out a review of The Creator, because I saw it yesterday and it was awesome. I really dug it. So yeah. And I saw that in the Regal Mystery movie, which I can't really say too much about, but it was that John Cena movie Freelance. So it was all right. It was like a sort of like the Rundown Light, sort of. It's like that, but it was all right. But and then let's see. We'll be doing on Saturday. Actually, we'll be doing a podcast league now. Me and a bunch of Star Wars fans. We're going to go talk Star Wars. We're going to be. Or actually, no, sorry. That'll be a week from this Saturday. I misspoke. But a week from this Saturday, we are going to be doing that. Just talking about the state of Star Wars, what we think about it now, what the things we like, things we don't like, where we think Star Wars should maybe go from here. It's just a big open discussion, so we'll be doing that. And then on Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing our Grand Champions match, which will be all of our former winners from the Seen and Heard movie trivia, and then the winner of the free for all, which is Jonathan Caro, and then our MVP, which is Jordan Owens, and we'll be in a big Grand Champions match. So that'll be happening on Sunday, and then just what we have going on for the tournament fights and Tier Rank Girl. Just give you a little preview of what we have coming up. We got this Friday we'll be doing best prison / mental institution movies. So you may see maybe one or two from this bracket on there. And then it's going to be me versus Malcolm Lay the following Tuesday. We're going to go head to head with our favorite horror movies, because me and Malcolm, we're more like casual horror fans. The horror movies we love, we really love them a lot, but like we don't like see every little niche horror movie like a lot of the diehard horror fans out there. So and then we'll be continuing our best geek characters series of all time, and the next bracket will be best Marvel characters. So we're doing a big Marvel tournament. And we already mentioned earlier best horror comedies. We got that coming up. We'll be doing best PG and PG-13 horror movies. And then to round out,
so Poltergeist will get another chance in that one because it's a PG.
Yeah, right.
So Poltergeist will get another shot there. Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing how much they could show in
Thank gosh.
PG
Yeah.
movies.
Right. And then to round out October, we'll be doing the top 100 horror movies according to Rolling Stone. It'll be a tier ranker. We're just gonna have whatever the top 100 movies are. Will just be on that list. So we got that. And then just to give a few. In the next month, we're doing another Movie Hero Mystery Tournament where we have all of our favorite movies on a big giant wheel, and we spin it 64 times, and the first 64 movies to pop up will be in a tournament. We have our next Geek series will be Best DC Characters, and then we have a comedy versus it's going to be Richie Goodacre versus Jordan Owens in their favorite comedies of all time, because both those guys do stand-up comedy, and so yeah, we'll doing that, and then before long we'll be jumping into our best movies of 2006 series. So there's a little kind of like extended preview of what we got going on.
So I know you kind of reached out into the chat. If you already have a channel, if you already have the show full, I'm actually off on Friday, possibly Friday night if I could be on that show, unless you have it already filled. If you already filled, it's okay.
I think that let's see. Because I want to say maybe we get someone drop out, but we'll talk after.
Okay, sounds good, man. Let me know, buddy. But yeah, I'm free that night, at least for sure.
Cool.
If it happens, it's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
If it doesn't, I understand.
Yeah. We'll probably be able to get you on. So yeah. But yeah. Yeah, this has been fun. So yeah, but that'll do it for us tonight. So yeah, for Alan Shepard, for Kerri, for Chad, for Chris Scott, for Austin Pez Howell, I've been Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.